stupid question, and we want to know in Forrest Gump, where was Dallas from? 215-263-WMMR. We'll go to Eric. Hey, Eric, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Sorry to bother you at work.
Oh, no, please. Where is Dallas from in Forrest Gump, sir?
Dallas is, of course, from Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, yes. That is correct. Hang on just a second. We'll get your information. And Cleveland was from Detroit.
I don't remember where Tex come from.
Yeah, Tex, I don't know where he come from. So hang on, Bob. We're going to set you up. You got yourself a 4-pack tickets for the 12th annual Wildwood Tattoo Beach Bash, Friday through Sunday at the Wildwoods Convention Center. 400 of the world's best tattoo artists are coming to Wildwood to tattoo you, and you can visit villainarts.com for the tickets.
You said you read Forrest Gump, and it was not as good as the movie.
It's kind of weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he does a lot of different things. They're like he goes to the moon. And,
Okay, they didn't do that in the movie.
He's a chess champion, and he saves. He was the creature from the Black Lagoon. He was a wrestler. There's all kinds of other things that happened, but it wasn't written very well. It's a great movie, though. All right, so we're going to go with this story to begin with. Richard Glass, who is the owner of Glass Hair Design in Venice, California, has told the Los Angeles Times on Monday that Anne Heche visited his salon shortly before she crashed her car into a home, and Glass said that she, quote, wasn't speaking in cursive during her visit, meaning she didn't seem intoxicated at the time. I guess that's his little phrase for that. The salon owner described her as very pleasant and shared that she expressed interest in a blue wig. When he let her know that particular wig wasn't available, she said she'd take the red one.
How much before the accident was this, did you say?
Yeah, I don't know what time, because the accident was fairly early in the day, right?
Yeah.
But it was the same day.
Because she was apparently hammered when the accident occurred, but he says she was not.
Well, they haven't. They're assuming she may have been. They haven't released any results yet.
With the vodka bottle and all that stuff, I guess it just...
I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, you can get hammered in 30 seconds if you want to. Glass didn't register who Heche was until he went to ring her up. After recognizing her, the pair took a number of selfies together, and he posted one on Instagram on Friday, the day that the accident took place. So.
Is she still in a coma? I haven't heard anything new.
I haven't heard anything since yesterday about her condition, so we'll have to wait and see. Yesterday, The Hollywood Reporter published an expose on the accusations against Fred Savage, the set of the Wonder Years reboot. A group of unnamed women came forward to detail the inappropriate conduct allegations against him, which include verbal harassment, alleged assault, and, quote, manipulative and erratic behavior. Several crew members recalled a strangeness surrounding Savage's relationship with a much younger woman who worked on the crew. This woman declined to be interviewed by The Hollywood Reporter. But the others say that she moved into Savage's Atlanta home during filming. They also say that he bought her gifts, discussed the future with her, and was extremely controlling of her daily behaviors. Another woman in her early 30s said Savage approached her with, quote, just dead eyes at a bar where the crew was partying one night and pushed her against the bathroom wall despite her objections. She said he put his mouth on mine very forcefully. He went for the top of my pants, and I brushed him away. Then he put his mouth on mine again, grabbed my hand, and pulled it onto his groin area. I was pulling back. He stopped very angrily. I shoulder-checked him so I could get out, she said. I was honestly scared of him for the first time, she said. She said that he later apologized to her for being, quote, a huge a-hole. He had called her and left a message. Savage responded to these allegations in a statement that read, since I was 6 years old, I've worked on hundreds of sets with thousands of people and have always strived to contribute to an inclusive, safe, and supportive work environment. It is devastating to learn that there are coworkers who feel that I have fallen short of these goals. He said, while there are some incidents being reported that absolutely did not and could not have happened, any one person who feels hurt or offended by my actions is one person too many. I will work to address any change and change any behavior that has negatively affected anyone.
It's kind of wild.
Nothing in this world is more important to me than being a supportive coworker, friend, husband, father, and person.
So he's no longer on associated with the Growing Pains. This is the new series, which he was one of the producers of and had directed a number of episodes, right? And that's the current status. Okay, Wonder Years. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And so, Casey, and I love that show. I think it's fantastic. The reboot has been really well done. But this is kind of wild. So we worked with him, Preston. He directed us.
He did.
And he was always very kind during those 7 minutes.
Yeah, that we were together on set of It's Always Sunny in Philly. So on Monday, that 70 Show actor Ashton Kutcher posted to Twitter after a sneak peek clip was released of his appearance on National Geographic's Running Wild with Bear Grylls, The Challenge. And we talked about this yesterday. He shared that he previously suffered from vasculitis, a rare autoimmune disorder that left him unable to see, hear, and walk for a time.
Imagine how much you would freak out if that happened.
But he wrote, before there were a bunch of rumors, chatter, whatever out there, yes, I had a rare vasculitis episode 3 years ago. And then he let fans know that he is okay now. He said, I had some impairments, hear, vision, balance issues right after. I fully recovered, all good. And then he wrote, moving on, see you at the 2022 New York Marathon with Thorne. I don't know who Thorne is.
Maybe he meant Thor.
Maybe Thor will be there. I'm not really sure. But he just wanted to clear it up and tell everybody he's fine now. This was a few years ago.
Do you know that he is a Mensa level intellect?
No.
Yeah, he is. He has been tested, and
He's a member?
Yeah, I think he is a member. Nick, if you wouldn't mind doing a quick check, but I think he is. He's quite bright.
We ever talked to him over the years?
I want to say yes.
I want to say we probably have, right?
You know what he did? He was very much at the forefront of a big campaign. I don't know he's still involved with it to stop sex trafficking.
Ah, okay. Well,
and so to that end, Steve, I'm still looking up the Mensa thing, but Thorne, which you referenced a minute ago, Preston, is a charity endeavor. They build digital tools and programs to defend children from sexual abuse.
All right, there you go.
And so he's been training with Thorne and Peloton to run in the marathon, and he's doing it for this charity.
Okay, so it is. We have definitely confirmed it is not Thor.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Probably not.
If we'll look up the Mensa thing, I'm going to move on while he's doing that. Taika Waititi is once again a married man after having reportedly wed his girlfriend of over just 1 year, British singer and songwriter Rita Ora.
It's very sexy.
In an intimate London ceremony.
Good score for him.
The couple were first photographed together in May of 2021. They became engaged just 2 months ago. The UK tabloid The Sun was the first to break the news of the apparent nuptials, citing a source who claimed that it was a really intimate ceremony and super special for everyone there, in which close family and friends could see how madly in love they were.
They're madly in love.
Mm-hmm. However, Waititi and Ora are eventually planning a big party to celebrate. The source added, despite living in the spotlight, Rita is determined to keep the relationship as private as possible. And didn't want to make a big song and dance about the wedding. A big showbiz-style bash is planned to celebrate, but don't expect to see it being flogged to the highest bidding magazine.
So a few years ago, there was this video, a viral video that was of her doing the dance scene from Mean Girls. Do you remember that, where they're singing the Christmas song and accidentally kicks the boombox?
Okay.
And she did that, and it got a lot of traction because she looks fantastic.
Okay. In a recent interview with the Times of London Sunday magazine, Game of Thrones actor Sean Bean criticized intimacy coordinators on set, saying they, quote, spoil the spontaneity of filming intimate scenes.
Are they boner killers?
Maybe that's what he's thinking. But following this, many actresses spoke out against his comments and highlighted why intimacy coordinators are actually important. West Side Story actress Rachel Zegler posted on Twitter Monday saying intimacy coordinators established an environment of safety for actors. I was extremely grateful for the one that we had on West Side Story. They showed grace to a newcomer like myself and educated those around me who've had years of experience. Spontaneity and intimacy scenes can be unsafe.
I think it's great that they have this. You remember how uncomfortable it was with our first sex scenes? It was horrible.
We didn't have an intimacy coordinator.
It was so awkward.
And I thought that one little probe that I did was appropriate.
Yeah, and it was
made you uncomfortable.
Trust me.
I apologize.
Bill still hasn't forgotten.
The Good Place star Jamila Jamil wrote, it should only be technical. It's like a stunt. Our job as actors is to make it not look technical. Nobody wants an impromptu grope. And in the interview, Bean also referenced the scene that he filmed in Snowpiercer with Lena Hall. When the interviewer suggested that intimacy coordinators were a response to the Me Too movement, he responded, I suppose it depends on the actress. This one, meaning Hall, had a musical cabaret background, so she was up for anything. But she addressed the comments in a lengthy Twitter thread. She said, just because I'm in theater not cabaret, but I do perform them every once in a while.
She's loose. She's in theater.
Does not mean that I'm up for anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. She's freaky. She's in theater.
Total slut.
I was about to do butt stuff.
However, she also shared that she had a good experience with Bean. She said, Sean is an awesome actor and made me feel not only comfortable, but also I had a true acting partner in those bizarre scenes. It was us against the world, and we were going to tell that story.
If you had to, there was for some bizarre reason or chain of events led you to be performing a sex scene in front of the camera. Could you do it?
Oh, it'd be difficult.
Could not. Yeah,
it'd be very, very, very difficult.
Never.
I don't even like to see myself in the mirror when I'm after getting out of the shower.
Yeah.
What's that, Casey?
No, I totally could.
You could do it?
Yeah, we should try it out.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah. It's acting, honey. I'm getting paid for this.
I don't love Kathy.
It's for a role.
Oh, dear God. I couldn't even pretend.
Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
I'm going to make you feel so good.
She continued saying, I do feel the intimacy coordinators are a welcome addition to the set and think that they could help with the trauma experience in other scenes. Sometimes you need them, sometimes you don't, but every single person and in every scene and experience is different.
What about in civilian life? Would it help just to have,
Just have
an
somebody to go
information?
along?
This is Jeff. He's going to be guiding us through our intercourse today.
He's going to be guiding. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi,
Welcome.
Jeff, nice to meet you.
You like some tea?
Rochelle, how do you feel? Would you like some water?
We should have those professional intimacy coordinators for
civilian life.
early.
Yes.
When you're in the besurrogate a relationship, you may not know what to do.
You don't like his finger there, and I understand.
They do have those. Those are called sex surrogates. Yeah.
Yes, and they will actually participate, or at least
No, a surrogate is somebody who will do it with you.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
a
I mean-
prostitute, essentially.
But I remember watching like Real Sex. They used to have it was on HBO. It was a series
Yeah, I
that they would
remember.
have and they did. I think it was that show and I was younger, right? So
well,
they
there
had
are clinical sex surrogates who, right? Yeah.
And they had done a little thing, a little segment on sex surrogacy, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, because I was probably like 14 or 15 years old, and there was a guy who was just uncomfortable. He didn't know what to do and how to do this.
With his hands.
And so the surrogate was essentially doing what you were doing, but the only problem is there was not another female there where they were doing instruction. But for this guy who had no idea, like,
It helped.
it helped him.
I got you. Yeah.
According to In Touch Weekly, Travis Barker and Kourtney Kardashian were spotted flying commercial recently with their daughter Penelope Disick.
Are they okay?
And her niece Northwest. Now, this comes after her sister Kylie was called a climate criminal for taking a 17-minute flight on a private jet.
Did they buy every single plane,
wait.
every single seat on the plane?
The couple flew from Los Angeles to Spokane, Washington.
Wait, this was after?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right?
Total. They were like, okay, so listen.
Yeah.
You're going to have to fly coach.
What's happening
if you
is
want to
that
fix your image, you have to fly coach.
there are a couple of people now who are using tracking apps and tracking capabilities to follow these people who are taking these absurdly short flights in their private jets. And they're being called out for it, and so they don't like being exposed.
This would be part of my services if when I get my business up and running to help celebrity.
Your image consultant?
My image
Right,
consultant.
yeah.
I'd be like, so I'm really sorry, but we're going to have to put you back in row 33 just for this one flight. We'll
just
do
said,
a quick flight. We'll go from Philadelphia to Boston real quick, but you'll be in row 33.
And you'll gain back your cred.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, if they flew commercial, you could fly first class if you're going to do that. But fly commercial, that's how you end a lot of this. But they don't want it. They're using their jets like Uber rides.
Yeah, I'm sure they were in first class, but this was a commercial flight. So yeah,
That's crazy, man.
that makes the news.
You don't want to do that. They're filthy back
Oh
there.
my God! What was his name? Keith Copeland.
That's
Kenneth
right.
Copeland.
That's right.
Yeah.
Filthy people. It's like riding in the tube with the devil. That footage,
Oh my God!
I was watching some of that footage of the Daily Rush video over the vacation.
Oh man,
that guy looks like the devil.
he does. He looks like
evil.
Steve. Somebody pointed out he is in the Stephen King's Cat's Eye movie. He is the little troll
Yeah.
that comes out of the wall and tries to steal the girl's breath.
I'm going to steal that girl's breath.
Yep. Mhm.
And then I'm going to fly my own jet for a 9-minute flight.
Oh, my God. Just horrible person. All right, let's move on. Another horrible person, Joe Exotic, shared a post to Instagram on Monday that featured a shirtless photo
Oh, my God.
of 90 Day Fiancé star Jesse Meester. And he said, meet my amazing dear friend, Jesse Meester, actor, model, and so much more. He said, you will hear him around on my stuff more and more as he's going to help me get my voice to the White House for President Biden to sign my pardon before November of this year.
He's still trying to work it.
Show him some love. Love you, Jesse, he wrote.
So what is his medical status, Joe Exotic? I know he has prostate cancer.
Yeah, I don't know what the current diagnosis, or not diagnosis, but his state is as far as his recovery goes.
And how does he get access to what's his level of incarceration? He seems to be tweeting out a lot and doing a lot of content
I don't know if
from
he's doing
prison.
these. Yeah, I don't know if he's doing these secondhand or what.
Yeah.
Speaking out to somebody and they're writing on his behalf. I'm not sure how that works. Let's see. Entertainment tonight. Canada reports that Law and Order Special Victims Unit is planning to air an episode that tackles Johnny Depp's defamation trial against Amber Heard.
Johnny Derp.
Photos taken while filming an upcoming episode in New York City show Detective Olivia Benson, Mariska Hargitay, exiting a courthouse with a celebrity played by Julia Goldani Tellez. And a crowd surrounds him as they walk out holding signs that show support for Austin and Kelsey, mirroring the scenes outside of the courthouse during the Depp Heard.
They always say it's taken from the pages of right?
Yeah. So they're gonna kind of parody that. Deadline reports that SNL star Kenan Thompson has been chosen to host this year's Emmy Awards on September 12th.
That's a safe choice.
Yeah. Thompson said, being a part of this incredible evening where we honor the best of the television community is ridiculously exciting. And to do it on NBC, my longtime network family, makes it even more special. Like all TV fans, can't wait to see the stars from my favorite shows, what he said.
So when you read something like that, I have every confidence that the actual celebrity did not write that. That was released by somebody, more often than not.
They probably said, here, take a look at this.
Yeah.
And does that look okay to you?
Right.
So, yeah.
And he's been on SNL since 2003. Longest serving SNL member of all time.
Of all time, no kidding.
And he has another sitcom that he's doing at the same time.
Yeah, he's really talented.
Wow, coming up on 20 years.
Yeah, that's remarkable.
Good for him. So our buddy Kevin Smith announced this past Friday that he bought the New Jersey movie theater where he spent, quote, the many frivolous Friday nights of my Jersey teenage youth, and he shared his plans for the venue. In an Instagram post, the director wrote, as a cinema-centric kid, I used to dream about living in a movie theater one day. But the older I got, the more I realized that childhood dreams don't really come true, so I'll have to settle for living above the Atlantic Movie House. The movie theater that he bought with a few friends. He said, my little baby Smodcastle is growing up to become the Smodcastle Cinemas, the place to see movies, live shows, comedy, music, and more. So he's going to turn it into a performance venue.
I completely love this idea.
Yeah.
I had my theaters growing up that were my go-to, where I had some of the greatest movie memories of my life. Did you? You had a theater that was your. In fact, we played the intermission.
Oh yeah, Warenberg Theaters.
Warenberg,
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So we had, I follow Delco Roots on Twitter, and they put up old pictures all the time. And they put up a picture. It was like, hey, do you know what this is? And it was the old McDade Mall movie theater.
Oh.
It's where I smoked my first cigarette.
There you go.
Went and watched Rambo 2.
There was a place it was the Larkfield Theater, Long Island, East Northport, and it was, Preston, it was a grindhouse, real filthy, but it had a balcony, and if you sat, it was a smaller theater, but it had a balcony. If you sat center, balcony, it was like the perfect place. And they would get, like they got The Exorcist first run.
Yeah.
And they got these movies. It's like, I had some of the greatest movie experiences of my life in that crappy grindhouse theater.
Oh, this is the Warenberg Theater's jingle. Yeah. Go ahead, Nick. What were you going to say?
Steve, there's one in Wayne called the Anthony Wayne Theater.
Right.
And it's been closed since the pandemic. I wish Kevin Smith or somebody like Kevin Smith would come in and buy that, because it's like, have you been to the one in Bryn Mawr?
No, I have not.
It's really well done. It's like kind of an art house theater. At this
I love
point.
them.
They're so well, and like
Yeah.
you can get a nice cup of coffee, and then they have meals and whatever. But like, I don't know why they haven't done that in Wayne yet. You'd think there'd be an audience for it.
All of my movie theaters that I went to growing up are gone. Like the McDade Mall, I think that's a Marshall's now.
Granite Run's gone, right?
Granite Run, they just tore that down, but that wasn't one from my childhood. That was
Okay.
like one of the newer ones. But like the one in Clifton, it's a Model Sporting Goods now. The one in Lawrence Park is now a Barnes and Noble. The one in Springfield where I saw E.T., it's not even there anymore. And now they
That's
have
sad.
these multiplexes.
So,
It is sad.
well, he's living a dream. I envy him his ability to do this.
Bird theaters. Listen, one of my favorite memories at a Warenberg theater at the Warenberg theaters was so it had the seating instead of how when you walk down steps in the aisles. Okay?
Right.
This didn't have that. It had like a ramp all the way down, which means that it was a continuous floor from back to front. Okay, and I remember one time I was in a movie. And it was a quiet part of a movie, and somebody sitting near the back row dropped like a box of lemon heads or something like that. And they rolled all the way from the back of the theater to the front. And you just heard all this noise as it rolled all the way down. I love that.
But Nick, we had Seamus's birthday party at that Wayne Theater.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did the
Was that Toy Story 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because I think
yeah,
Ben
I
went.
went to that.
Yep.
That's a great one.
Great
We were
movie
talking
theater.
about doing an event where we rented a theater because it's cheap to do it.
Yeah,
Do anything
absolutely.
Wayne.
Souderton has a cute little theater as well.
Yes.
I love that place.
Yeah.
These are really special places.
Yeah.
So good for Kevin Smith on
Absolutely.
purchasing the one that he grew up with. All right, we're ready for clips, gang. So, legendary actress Diane Keaton reflects on 50 years since filming The Godfather and the similarity between starting her career and ending it with her new comedy, Mac and Rita. Here we go.
At that point, when you did those, it was very serious. No, that was like, whoa. Those movies were intense. Yeah. Started out like an idiot, and I'm ending up like that. I'm happy. You know what I mean?
She's going to retire?
That I had not heard.
Oh.
But she is represented in that movie, The Offer, about the making of The Godfather, and she's fantastic. Unbelievable.
So Mac and Rita is in theaters on Friday, by the way. Here's the next clip. A hardworking dad out to provide for his daughter uses a boring pool cleaning job as a front for his real gig, which is hunting and killing vampires in Day Shift. And here, Dave Franco and Jamie Foxx talk about the most surreal moments that they experienced while on the set with a contortionist. Here we go.
Watching them get ready to do these stunts, and the one contortionist that I had, we had to be very careful though in how we weren't allowed to jerk or do anything quick because she sort of like disengages her body, so it could be very vulnerable. So we had to be careful in that sense.
I don't think I want to see it.
Day Shift premieres on Netflix on Friday.
Is that a straight up horror movie?
Seems like it might be. But I mean, with Jamie Foxx, maybe there's a little bit of comedy in it, something like that, because he usually
And Dave
pulls
Franco?
Yeah.
Did you ever see the
those two.
movie Mama?
I did.
Right. So they used like a physical actor
To play Mama?
to play Mama in some
Yeah.
scenes and had that contortionist sort of capability that
Okay.
gives you these really weird movements that are just scary as hell.
That must be what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's the entertainment report. We are going to take a break. Don't forget, Danica McKellar is going to be joining us later on this morning. She's got a new book out, so we'll talk to her. We have a secret text word, by the way, and it is a $50 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. So text word secret 39333. You might win before the program's up. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
This one was.
You noticed another thing.
I did notice another thing. I noticed things.
The notice.
I'm the noticer.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Noticer. Preston Elliott stars as a man who notices things. Your gift is exceptional, sir. We can find a place for you in the government.
The noticer.
I noticed the Nazis are getting a little antsy. The Noticer.
Antsy.
I think they're going to make a play for Poland. We knew that well in advance, thanks to the noticer, a national hero.
A man that saw or heard things that made a minor impact in his life.
I noticed something. Listen when the noticer speaks to you. If you ignore him to your own folly.
I am the noticer.
I notice around and around and around.
All right. Well, I did notice this.
You really don't do anything particular about it. You just notice it.
Yeah. It makes a minor impact.
You never really
for a
leave your
moment.
office. God, I used to love that Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah.
Both versions. There was one with Jack Palance.
Yep.
And one with Dean Cain.
I remember
But
this.
Palance was always the best. Believe it or not. Or not. This chick has no legs and gets around on a skateboard. Believe it or not.
He always had a really weird way of delivering it.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Or not.
You know, breathe and...
This chick has just a neck with a nose and travels on the back of a border collie. Believe it or not. Remember his, I despise weak soup. Remember his Campbell's ads?
Yes, I hate it.
I love robust soup. Every fiber of my being. This woman is just one nose and a hair and lives in the bottom of an old container.
Does she have a border collie?
Her border collie can type. Believe it or not. And yet the most fascinating story, Shlomo Labinovitz, who is simply an earlobe and a toenail taped together. And yet he has built a completely functioning monorail. Believe it or not.
Are you sure it's a toenail? Could be a thumbnail.
It could be. I didn't look close enough.
U2 frontman and human rights activist Bono was named to Glamour's annual Women of the Year list.
Wow.
Okay.
Joining a group that includes...
Oh, that's great news.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
We should get together and do have a mani-pedi. Oh, look at this. It's Bono. It's Bono. I'm sorry.
Bono marks the first male honoree in the list's 27-year history. They had written, Glamour said, when a major male rock star who could do anything at all with his life decides to focus on the rights of women and girls worldwide, well, that's worth celebrating.
Then how come John Madden never made the list?
And they said, we're proud to name that rock star Bono our first man of the year. The magazine cited Bono's Poverty is Sexist campaign, which is...
sexy?
Sexist.
Oh.
Which is specifically aimed at helping the world's poorest women. Poverty is
You
sexy.
know what's very sexy? The impoverished. The way they just hold on to you tightly, it's very sexual. And sometimes they'll lean in close to your mouth to smell the food that you had. And it's so hot. Poverty's sexy. And you can always convince them to go home with you. To steal a Gary Shandling joke. Actually, Gary Shandling used to do that about the bag ladies.
Oh, my God.
It's so easy to convince them to go home with you.
I love that they lean in just to smell the food on your breath.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a steak.
You don't even have any left? You ate it all?
But I have to bring home for the dog. You understand.
Oh, God. All right. It's a whole group of girls leaning into his mouth.
Ladies, there's enough breath to go around.
But he said, the sexist, the Poverty is Sexist campaign.
Poverty is sexy.
The Poverty is Sexy campaign is specifically aimed at helping the world's poorest women, those who survive on less than $2 a day.
Yeah, it's horrible.
The honorees will be celebrated November 14th at an event in Los Angeles hosted by actress Tracy Ellis Ross. So I don't know if Bono will be there. Maybe I would hope he would show up for something like that.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there to your event tonight, but I'm too busy breathing on people and making their week. Providing a subtle yet wonderful reminder of what food tastes like. Why are we honoring him again?
Bono, humanitarian.
You owe it to yourself as a pure nightmare, as something so disturbing.
Yeah.
The last Bob Hope, his Christmas special.
Yeah, which were legendary.
Yeah. This one, the last one, it's like he should have been put to sleep years before.
You mean actually put down like a vet would put down a...
Yes, just the way you do to a sick dog. You know, you don't want to let them suffer any longer.
We're their advocate, and if we don't take care of them...
Yes.
Yeah. He had a good run.
And exactly. Exactly.
Like Ray Walston with the dog in Mice and Men.
Yes.
Yes. I'll do it if you can't.
Yeah. and it's funny. That brings me. I went on with Robert Osborne, and he asked me to pick movies to show, and one of them was the original of Mice and Men.
Lon Chaney Jr.
Lon Chaney and Burgess Meredith.
It's a masterpiece.
And that scene still works, the dog one.
If you are not a blobbering mess of slop when that's in both movies of the Gary Sinise as well, then you're an inhuman piece of filth.
Yes, and how it comes back later on in the movie where Lenny kills the girl.
Yeah.
And George goes, oh, no. And it comes back because, like, earlier, after when they find out Lenny killed the girl, that the old man says to George, he goes, I shouldn't have let him kill my dog. I should have killed him.
Yes. Right. Oh, my God.
It's just so upsetting.
Yeah.
But you realize now George has to go after Lenny.
No. And so you would have done the same with Bob Hope down by the river?
So there's a scene. You could find it on the internet.
Okay.
Where he's dressed up as Jack Frost with a big pointed hat and a little beard. And it's like, he has no idea his own name at this point. And when I watch this, I think, and his voice is like that, it's no longer the, hey, everybody.
I want to tell you.
Yeah. Now it's like, hey. And it's like, you watch it, and it looks like his wife's revenge. Like Dolores' revenge for all the screwing around that Bob Hope did on her.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're watching it.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, look at him. The guy died 5 years before this was filmed.
I mean, I adore Bob Hope, but that's a mistake.
Oh, God.
Wow. Jesus.
How did we get on this topic?
Because because we needed him to... Gilbert makes the point that he should have been euthanized many years earlier.
Right.
Yes. And it's like Dolores is singing and dancing here. She's old, but she does what... And it switches back to him to go... That's me. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cesar Romero, who played the Joker on Batman.
And did a brilliant job.
Yes. We should preface it with that. He did a brilliant job. And he was like, in his day, the Latin lover.
Absolutely.
And like
the mustache, the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. And he would be with all the beautiful actresses.
Yes.
But he in real life, he was gay.
Yeah.
And what he was into was he'd gather up a bunch of his boy toys. And he'd stand there.
How do you know this?
Trust me. He would pull down his pants and underwear, and depending on who you hear it from, you always hear slight variation. Some people said he stood ankle deep in warm water.
Ankle deep in warm water.
I guess it added to it. And while these boy toys would fling orange wedges at his ass.
Oh my God, what the?
And so
You know, you've told that on this show, but I still love hearing it.
I love it.
I just the level. I mean, I think I told you the story that I heard, and this is one that I've heard from a few sources. But about Raymond Burr, have you heard that?
Well, I mean, I know a gay, but I didn't hear any.
His deal was he had a clear picnic table.
Oh, wait a second. Wait.
We have to watch how we say it.
Now, I heard it with Danny Thomas.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, okay, so I don't believe any of it now.
And with Danny Thomas, if you ask the right people.
All right. Which means some of these stories might lack credibility, but they're still fun.
They'll say, oh, you mean make room for duty? Or the other one is make poo for daddy. And that I heard it with Danny Thomas that he would have a glass coffee table.
Yeah.
And hired hookers to take a dump on the table.
Okay.
And
He'd be underneath it.
And now a variation I heard is sometimes
somebody from the Fresh Beat Band.
See, well, now I heard the Fresh Beat Band is hired out to take a dump on people's tables.
They don't have a show anymore, so they gotta,
But
extra fresh.
I heard, judging by who you hear it from, that Danny Thomas would sometimes wear a priest outfit.
A priest outfit.
Dear God.
See, here's the deal with this stuff, and I think there's a lot of this that's been embellished, but the truth of the matter is you were dealing with a lot of wealth.
Yes.
So if your inclination was
lovely, Danica McKellar, she's got a book called Double Puppy Trouble that is out.
Yes.
We'll talk to her later on this morning. I want to talk about something, and Steve, you have offhandedly gave me another character name.
Yeah. The Sex Surrogate.
The Sex Surrogate. Now, we need a theme for these new characters, and we never plan these things.
No,
in advance.
that would be work.
They just happen.
Yeah.
So you know what I like? The idea of a theme for this?
What?
Is, because I just love the way it starts, would be Kiss from Prince. It starts off with him going, he goes, and then goes into the song. Do we have that?
Oh, we've got to have that.
It doesn't look like we do.
Wasn't that always the big sell of this system, is that we'd have access to all of the different stations and their music?
That never happened.
It never happened.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. This is
You're
Sex
the Sex Surrogate.
Thank you, Casey.
You're welcome.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Start it over, Casey, one more time. We got to throw that guy down.
Kathy, what kind of orgasms do you have? Can I ask that kind of question?
That's something Bill would say at a meeting.
Uh-huh.
Do you have screamers, or what do you have?
Oh, my God.
Dear God. Little ripple?
Screamers.
We are going to get in trouble.
The reason
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
you will.
Why did you say bring that up? You laughed. I heard you laugh.
You laughed so hard. A study has suggested that women typically experience one of three types.
Oh.
And they're doing studies on this, and they have given these types names. And these are quite interesting names that they have given to these types of female orgasms.
I actually found them pretty evocative.
Yeah. So researchers found that when their female volunteers climaxed, the pelvic floor muscles predominantly showed one of three patterns, okay? So three patterns.
See what you align. What do you align with here, Kathy?
Either a wave, an avalanche, or a volcano?
Oh, jeez, come on.
I'm going to go with the volcano. If I want to have one,
isn't that the creme de la creme?
I'm thinking a volcano
Right.
sounds like the most fun.
I think that guys are routinely volcanoes, right?
Yeah.
Because of the lava.
I would think so.
Puff, smoke, puff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because of the lava.
Right.
Some oozing lava, sometimes.
I no longer have lava to ooze.
There's
so-
usually a pyroclastic flow
Right.
afterwards of some type.
And some sort of resort town nearby gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Real
There's
quick,
usually- don't forget a little pre-lava at the beginning.
Little pre-lava. The warning signs, the grunts, the tremors. And the volcano makes a face.
Oh, wow.
Definitely getting
And you know what? When sometimes, things are born from volcano eruptions.
Absolutely.
By the way,
Okay.
You
All right,
said,
here we go.
You said something, Steve. You said they make a face. Have you ever, when you're enjoying yourself, and have you ever stopped at that moment at the end and realized what you're doing with your face?
Yeah. I actually caught
not
it.
pretty.
I caught it in a mirror. With my wife now, and it haunts me to this day.
Right?
I would never bang what I look like
wouldn't
in that mirror.
No way. It's just that
it's inhuman.
Can you?
What's
Steve just showed us.
It's like this.
I don't want to.
It's like I got. It's like I zipped up a nut.
Mine's like gritted teeth, like that.
Yeah.
All right,
I know
so
it's terrible.
it's
right,
not
Kathy?
good.
It's horrible.
What's yours like?
I don't want to know what.
Kathy, what does your
any of
face
you
look like when you have orgasm?
So I had to do all the time in college. I had this. People would be like, "Yo, dude, do jazz face," and it's not jazz face.
No.
Right, yeah.
yeah.
Like fizz face.
Fizz face, because I did this thing, and it would be like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You look like your driver's license picture.
Yes. That's a good one.
He looks like his driver's license.
exactly it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Honestly, all right. Give your wife an extra hug today, forever.
Putting
right?
up with that. Yep.
Just to put a button in the face thing here, Preston. Have you ever seen the comparisons between somebody you can't tell if they're in pain or if they're
Yeah. They do side by side photos.
Or sneezing.
Well, I saw in between pain and extreme pleasure, and they were you could not tell the difference between the two.
All right. So anyhow, you have a wave, volcano, or an avalanche.
I think that sort of makes sense to me.
The lead researcher, James Faust, professor of neuroscience at Charles University in Prague, Czech Republic, said the names refer to the way the pelvic floor movements appeared during the buildup to orgasm and the release of tension at the moment. So the wave looks like undulations or successive contractions of tension and release. The avalanche.
I have a strange.
Stop it.
No.
This one just got me, Preston.
Pre-lava is going to be a password idea for signing into work.
Right.
Pre-lava.
All right, so the avalanche rides on a higher pelvic floor tension with contractions that lower the tension downward during orgasm. The volcano rides on a lower pelvic floor tension, but then explodes into tension and release during the O. So.
Okay, so wait. Does it say that women will only experience one of those, or can they reach all three?
All
of those?
three of them.
No, it's you're kind of you're like a one. You favor one.
You're either.
So the question would have to be when you're whether you're having there are two types of orgasms a female can have, right? A man in the boat.
Yeah.
Or
from a spelunker.
A spelunker.
Right.
The submarine
Yeah. And so those would be two different types applied to these. Am I talking on my ass, which is another type of sex?
Well, no, there are two ways to achieve that. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wonder if having not ever had those kind of orgasms because of the different plumbing, I don't know if each can have
a different sensation
Right.
or a different
and cause one of the three. Is that what you
pattern
mean?
like
exactly.
this. Yeah.
All right.
So the data.
Kathy, how does it work?
I'm not going.
So let me
there.
tell you how they did this first, okay, and then I'll tell you the tendencies for ladies in the different types. So for the study, 54 women used a Bluetooth connected vibrator called the Lioness. which detects the force of pelvic floor contractions in 2 sensors on its sides and sends the data to an internet server. The women who performed the tasks at home were instructed to do this to themselves and then turn the device off 2 minutes after they were finished.
Now, were they doing this with their jerkmate, Preston, or no?
I've never heard of jerkmates before, so I don't really know. No.
Yo, ever heard of jerkmate?
This was repeated over several days. The data was then analyzed. Now, it showed that nearly 50% of women had the wave, 17% had avalanches, and only 11% had the volcanoes.
So you're saying, and so that I would have to stand corrected now, women get one type of orgasm.
It seems that way.
Right,
It
with
seems like
two different ways to get that orgasm.
That I don't know for sure, but yeah, that we would assume.
You know what's funny is because when a guy achieves that,
his eruption,
his
Krakatoa,
there is a clear
liquid.
Yeah, well, it's more milky, but anyway, but he announces it. Like, not all the time, but like there's usually an announcement, but like...
You're talking about in movies.
Yeah. But the girl doesn't, right?
Dad,
but
can I talk to you for a minute?
But the guy, when he's
That's
about
what I
to...
just did.
Well, one guy in particular, when he's about to, he says...
Santa's got to go.
Dude.
Oh, you're building to that. I got
Santa's going to go.
Yeah.
Let him go.
Santa's got to go.
In that very tone, by the way.
Yeah.
And wait, and over a phone.
But right before he says it,
I need you to stop talking and listen to me. Santa's got to go.
And it's over.
just beforehand.
All right, I'm done. I'll see you later.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
Santa's got to go.
All right, it's over.
He's coming to town.
See you later.
Professor Faust's team, whose findings were published. You know, sometimes we don't have a Wednesday meeting. I think we're having one today.
Yeah.
Professor Faust's team, whose findings were published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine, have now turned their attentions to the way that these styles are experienced by women. Referring to William Masters and Virginia Johnson, the researchers who pioneered the study of human sexual response in the 1950s, he said, "We're not yet finished doing data collection, but one thing that has become apparent is that Masters and Johnson's observations that women had a predominant sexual response style is being borne out with the orgasm responses that we are seeing with the Lioness, which is that device that they're using."
Mm-hmm.
Santa's got to go.
Get off. In a way, he said this makes sense. These are adult women who have experienced these many times before, and like riding a bike or swimming, there are motor patterns that have become crystallized through experience to be associated with it. So like you get one type because you're used to it that way.
And you know, though, and I was reading a book. I forget who the author was, but he was describing. We can never know what a woman feels as men. Right. We know that it's presumably enjoyable, and nor can they go back to the way we experience it. So they're both pleasant experiences, we assume. I know I enjoy our end of the bargain, but the actual tactile experience is something that we cannot fully understand.
Yes, this is true. You can't wrap your mind around
what would it be like? Because
that sensation is like.
With me, not to get there is a volcanic thing, and it's also a water pump sort of.
But you have a volcano with no lava, right?
My lava's dried up. I'm a caldera.
Well, a big part of that sensation, and I've bizarrely analyzed this on my own a little bit, is not only what you're feeling in your pelvic region, but there's a dopamine drop that
absolutely
happens. And so that's why you get that euphoric sensation. That's why it feels so damn good when you're finished.
Nature makes it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's to further our continuing the species. I mean, it feels good, so we will
gotta go.
So we will continue to reproduce.
And then
Santa's got to go.
sleepy afterwards for men, but not for women, which
What
is
about-
also
Oh,
evolutionary.
really?
Yeah, most women evolutionarily don't feel sleepy immediately afterwards,
men do.
But men do, yeah.
What about
I didn't know that.
What about the almost? Do you guys experience the hunger?
I usually eat during.
Experience the hunger.
He's actually eating a pepperoni.
George Costanza.
Everybody
Yeah.
got some salted meats.
I like meat.
No, I don't find myself hungry afterwards. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Little
you know,
peckish afterwards?
I can always eat.
Yeah,
so.
So why not?
you keep a Lunchable on the
Just in case.
I have a question out of.
Oh, look, you make your own little pizza.
Steve, you were talking about different types for different genders, right?
Yeah.
And this is a question out of ignorance. I don't know if you were a trans person, how that changes when you go from one gender to another.
If you fully medically
Yes, does
transition?
Does that aspect of your life, of your sex life specifically, change?
Well, they move around nerves and
Right.
stuff when they have the
Yeah.
surgery. So
Yeah.
when they did my prostatectomy, they preserved the nerves so
Right.
that you. It's an interesting experience because it's like it's everything it was before, but slightly different.
Okay,
You
and,
know,
you,
like-
and you noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fuss, no muss. I'll tell you
Right.
that. You know,
Right,
running.
right.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if you were able, because Steve, you're talking about the difference between men and women and these sensations. It would be interesting to be able to experience that, to experience the other gender and what that is really like. I mean, Kathy, if you had a Johnson, wouldn't it,
right?
Wouldn't that be fun?
yeah, it'd be great.
Be awesome.
Anthony
I do
does.
helicopters all day long. Just for fun.
No, I'll tell you what.
It'd be any one of my activities.
Having nothing to do with sex, I would like to pee outside.
Okay.
And it'd be
It'd make it
easy.
easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one thing you guys have to deal with, and
There's
I've
no
seen
cleanup.
The tucking and bunching. If you're out in the woods or whatever, it's a little bit more involved.
Just wear a
We tuck
hippie
and
squirt.
bunch.
A squirt.
Hippie skirt.
Hippie skirt.
That's a different type of
Yeah.
girl that we haven't got to yet.
If you wear a little hippie skirt, you can do a hippie squirt.
Although there is a disappointment when you have relieved yourself and you're sure it's all done, you're finished. You put it back in its package and zip it up, and then little bit more, dude. For real, seriously,
You couldn't get that out in the
couldn't
initial
get
one?
that out. And I sat there. Sometimes I will shake so much that I hope that no one else is in the bathroom
Right.
because they think that I'm just getting a
You're doing
quickie in.
yeah.
I'm just trying to get that
You're
last
doing a
annoying
Hawaiian
little
dance.
bit done. And sure enough, bleep, little bit more.
Do you know where that's actually has happened after the surgery? I don't have that happen.
Good for
really,
you.
yeah. So it was not the way I wanted to achieve that.
It's
but
not a
yeah.
big deal. It's just a little
Yeah.
disappointment. And, so here's a text that says, "This is why I don't want you guys to talk with our astronauts from the camp out. Yours truly, NASA guy." What's his name?
Yeah.
The guy who wouldn't let us talk to
Rob.
the
Rob,
International
Rob.
Space Station. Yeah, this is why.
Listen, this is information you can use.
Right. Well, anyhow, there are 3 different types that ladies have, and it's because of the muscles on the pelvic floor show these particular motions. A wave, a
Mr. Roboto, I want to lick your hiney, Kathy Romano.
was that you?
That was me.
Oh, it was you.
No,
Okay.
it was not me.
So
I was going to do this one.
1, 2, 3.
yeah, there are 3.
Okay.
You have the wave, the avalanche, and the volcano.
1, 2, 3.
That's all 3. He had all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Now, I have another thing from the Sex Surrogate to share with you this morning. So I will pass this along to you.
Oh, yeah.
This is another study that was done.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So scientists in Japan discovered that the size of a man's manhood, I'll try to be
We're being good. I think we're being,
after that
considering
last
what we're
couple-
talking about, we're being quite good.
good with the terminology,
Yeah.
does have a lot to do with the length of your nose.
Dad, can I talk to you for a minute?
The team at the Kyoto Prefectural University of Medicine said that men with larger noses had, quote, a stretched penile length of at least 5.3 inches. That seems a bit tiny to me.
That is so.
It's a Japanese study, though, right?
Actually, it is.
Okay.
And they did say that they need to check with other countries as well. They compared
Penis so small.
This compared to men with smaller noses who had one of 4.1 inches.
Penis so small.
If you have a small nose. In order to gather their findings, the researchers looked at 126 men.
We cannot achieve much with so small penis.
With 3 days of death. What does this say?
You have to die for 3 days?
And measured their different body parts.
Wait a sec.
Jesus.
Run that back.
Casey, that says it right
Yeah,
there.
in order to gather
126 men within 3 days of death.
So they're measuring the phallus after death?
Dude, that sucks.
Well, I
Unless,
guess
like,
dude, they stretched it out till it almost broke.
Are they
They
not?
hey, let's do this on dead guys. They won't mind.
Yeah.
What the hell are you doing?
I didn't see that when I was reading this story.
I'm saying this publicly. When I die, don't do anything with my wiener, okay?
You know they do it.
Hey, Casey,
you know. That's one thing I think. Listen, in the quiet isolation of a funeral parlor's basement, wherever they do the embalming or wherever that takes place, don't tell me that occasionally there's not a little something, for example, if someone is being buried and they're massively well endowed, or somebody will
say
hey,
something.
come in and take a look at this.
Yep.
Possibly. I tend to think that they have a little bit more respect.
You would hope.
I think most.
I would hope.
I think almost all of them do, but you got your
you got your
you got your cut-ups.
Yeah.
You got Eddie.
Yeah, you got Eddie.
Holy hell! You gotta come down on freaking real.
He gets on the intercom in the in the mortuary, calls everybody.
He goes into one of the wake rooms.
Oh my God! Hey, I know you guys are
Huge jump.
So anyhow, but yeah, they used cadavers. They took in different
That
factors.
seems weird.
Such as height, weight, and measurements of the men's units. In order to measure it, they stretched it out as far as it would go.
Penis so small.
Dude, that seems ridiculous.
Okay, so what is ridiculous, and Steve, you watched the last Jackass movie.
Yes, I.
Is they
yeah.
took Chris Pontius. They took his and they smashed it between two pieces of glass.
Yeah.
A lot, Kathy, a lot like they'll do for a mammogram.
Yeah.
And it was insane how flat they made it and how much he said it didn't hurt.
Wow.
He's like,
Okay.
surprisingly, this is not painful.
I would think this, what they're conducting here on these cadavers, were you alive, that would be quite painful.
Yeah. And these numbers have to be wrong. 4.1 inches.
That seems quite weird. Now, like people would talk about Adrian Brody and
Jackie
Bam Bam, but, for the potential of huge junk. And so you're saying there's
so I think even subliminally, some women might see, or
feet,
even men.
hands, nose are always, I think, correlated with.
This study did
Dispel?
It debunked the foot thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that definitely is not related. They found. They said scientists compared this the length. So they stretched out as far as it goes. Scientists compared this length to different body parts, including the feet, which had no links to the size of the penis.
I was just going to say, tighter, shorter shorts for men are more in style now, and you can just pretty much see everything at this point. Like,
is that part of the modus operandi for guys who obviously are packing?
I don't know, but like I saw one and I was like, this is like I felt like how you guys say, like, if there's cleavage, you can't not look.
Yeah.
Like that's how I felt. Like, and I wasn't looking to be like, oh, look at this guy. Like
It's
I was
just
like,
there.
I can't not look at your balls bulging out of your shorts.
By the way, text came in, says, Steve, you'll like this. I'm a critical care nurse. You better believe that we pull someone into the room when we got a Monster Johnson on our hands.
I knew it. Listen, that's fine as long as you don't. Yeah, that's fine.
Just taking a look.
Yeah, if you're there, you're interceding on behalf of the patient. I think you're owed a peek if you want. Yeah. I think you can even draw faces on it.
I would think
to a TIE fighter
that the ill or deceased would probably like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, before they go off into the great beyond, cast off that mortal coil, knowing that someone had the decency to play with their junk in the final minutes.
Well, and it's like, well, I'm not saying play with it, but to admire it. You know, it's like when they
look at the size of this one.
When people conjecture when someone passes, well, they would have wanted it this way,
right?
You know what I mean? Of course.
I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Do not.
No.
I'm not saying not to. I'm not saying play with it. I'm not saying make a little hand puppet out of it or something like that. You know. Oh, look at me!
What about the butt? Can they play with your butt?
No.
What part of your body can we play with when you're dead?
None.
Okay. So
You know my
0.
deal. You got to cut me in half and put dip in my mouth.
Yeah, you leave your mouth
That's
open.
right. We're gonna
and put dip in your mouth.
eat guacamole on.
You know nobody's going to actually eat that guacamole, though, Steve.
It's absolutely. There's going to be like a little like a saran wrap thing, so it's not right in my mouth.
Are you kidding? We're all gonna have to.
If it's in my final wishes.
Seriously, we've worked together so long. We're like a family. You mean to tell me you're not going to eat guacamole out of Steve's dead mouth?
We're going to read from the will. Steve asked that you play with his dead penis and eat guacamole out of his mouth.
By the way,
I'm looking forward to the funeral now. I mean, I don't want you to go, but
yeah.
The study author of this penis study said, although our results are useless for forensic purposes, understanding the growing process of penis or facial features may be very important for extrapolating fatal androgen levels and following male genital functions.
So there's a correlation between nose size and testosterone?
Oh, that I don't know.
Androgen,
Maybe.
right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Hell.
But they said that it's important to note this study was just done on Japanese men and was from a small pool of people. This means that a bigger sample would need to be tested to garner an accurate representation of penis and nose size. So they're working on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our finest minds.
Yeah. It's a work in progress.
All right. I think that's the last segment.
All right.
For the sex surrogate. You guys like that?
Yeah.
All right. Santa's got to go.
Yeah, I know somebody who didn't like it.
Yep.
Santa's got to go.
All right. With that, we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a moment. And Bizarre File stories are up next, as well as a quick stop on Fox 29. Good day. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3.
Having people throw orange wedges at your ass at some point or another. It's got to happen by accident, or you need to hear about it.
Oh, that felt good.
Yeah. Wow.
And then by accident, how does it happen by accident?
Well, here's I was shopping.
How do you all of a sudden are in a room with someone, bare ass, and they throw an orange wedge at your ass?
So you think of the possible scenarios. You go to an outdoor proctologist. A flash flood occurs. You're in mid-exam, and he, while picking up something to throw over to you, throw you an umbrella, his lunch is on the table,
Right,
with his orange wedges.
Out of excitement, he knocks it off the table, and an orange wedge hits you in the ass.
And he's like, oh, sweet mystery of life.
Yes.
So I think
you can't just wake up in the morning and go, oh, it'd be a real turn on an orange wedge hitting me in the ass.
The Fox News Channel's Megyn Kelly writes in her new book about being sexually harassed by the network's former head, Roger Ailes, who was ousted earlier this year amid similar allegations from several women.
I want to fart in your face.
Is that Ailes?
Oh, my God.
That big slob. The
hell is going on?
He just impresses me as such a disgusting guy.
That's his thing?
That's his thing.
I did not know.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I want to fart in your face.
Oh, my God.
You've seen him, right? He's like something out of Dune. He's like one of the,
Baron von Harkonnen. Vladimir Harkonnen.
He really just looks really bad. He should be hooked up to she comes into the room, he's hooked up to the hoses flying in the air.
Come over here. I want to fart in your face.
God.
It's so gross. Can't deal with it.
And who would come over there?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Certainly no professional.
I was not expecting that. Yeah, he's got massive jowls, man. Big time.
and
We're
he's-
looking at a picture of him right now.
He's done it with a few women. It's just horrific.
So, in a chapter of her upcoming book, Kelly writes about Ailes that he offered to advance her career in exchange for sexual favors and made physical advances against her that she rejected, including, quote, trying to grab me repeatedly and kiss me on the lips. She writes that when she shoved Ailes away, quote, he asked me ominous questions like, when is your contract?
Because I can make them on demand. Come on, lean in close. You're going to like this. It's cheese.
I got to take a breath here. Saw this interesting article.
We'll determine that.
All right. It is by psychotherapist Abby Rodman. Now, it is about various types of affairs that can take place in a relationship. Now, we just think of one type of affair, the physical affair. But there are more than one of those.
This is interesting. Explain.
I shall. There is the emotional affair. Okay. One partner in this type of affair, one partner is starving for an adult emotional connection, and they've usually given up on getting it from their spouse. The partner may be depressed and not feel like themselves anymore. Then someone they know, a coworker, for instance, pays attention to them.
Yeah, you've heard the term like work wife and work husband.
Yes, yeah, and I can see that. To me, that always just constitutes a good friend.
Yeah, but I think a work wife is more. You let your actual wife know about your work wife. You don't let your actual wife know about an emotional affair.
I think that might be the case, yes. The partner usually, but however it says here, the partner usually justifies the emotional affair because they see it
Great
as
handies.
the lesser of two evils. No, there are no handies.
Oh, there are no
involved
handies. I'm sorry.
In the
that
emotional
would be
affair.
physical. You're right.
Well, and that's dumb. It's a hand.
Yeah, it's a hand. It's not even a vagina.
The point of that.
There's
That's like not even cheating.
There's your motto, Steve.
Wait, did you say Kathy just justified that handies aren't even cheating?
Because
This just said the sexual world was rocked by the revelation that since a handy is not a vagina, it's not cheating. Men of all walks of life hurried out of work running home.
Breaking news.
No, it says they.
Turns out it's not cheating.
The president.
If you ever thought that was bad, Kathy says it's not. Because it's not even a vagina.
You remember a while back we received a coconut in the mail.
Yeah.
Somebody just put an address on and mailed it and didn't know you could do that. So I asked for other odd items to be sent to us through the mail. Well, we've gotten a few of them.
What'd you say right now is the most unique thing we've received? Would it be the coconut?
No, I think it's that rewinder.
The rewinder? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
tape in here.
Is there?
Oh.
What is it?
Let's see what
Play
it
it.
is.
It's got to be porn.
No, it's not.
What is it?
Oh my god.
What is it?
All right. Hang on. Let's play a little game.
Oh.
I love little games. I will reveal cast characters to you.
Oh, it's like the Leonard Maltin game.
Yeah.
With Doug Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Doug loves movies.
Yeah. So it's.
You gonna pull up the cast?
Yeah. I was not expecting this. All right. So.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna start with the star or a little further down on the list?
Where do you want me to start, Preston and Steve?
Key grip.
No, you want to go like on the list?
Yeah,
of
go
five
with
down.
the co-stars. Yeah, 5 down.
5 down.
All right, fifth one down.
Yep.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Steve
4.
will probably get this.
5.
John Mahoney.
John Mahoney.
Ooh.
The comedian?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to turn this into
Say
a giveaway?
anything?
From it was from Frasier's dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, say anything probably. That's guess number
No,
1.
that's
Okay,
wrong.
no. All right.
Next, Michael Lerner.
It's a woman, right?
Yeah.
No, it's a man, Michael Lerner.
No, I'm thinking Michael Learned.
Yes, from the Waltons. Played the mom.
Okay. I don't know.
Sixth down. You want me to do 6 down because it's a bigger name.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Spaced Invaders?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to go down real quick?
I don't care.
It's a
Just
bigger
give us
name.
another name.
Tony Shalhoub was 6.
Tony Shalhoub. This isn't Galaxy. No.
No,
because
because the others aren't in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you the year of the movie by any chance?
Sure.
All right. The year of the movie was 1991.
Year was 1991.
Okay.
And Tony Shalhoub had just completed production of a major motion picture.
All right, above Michael Lerner is Judy Davis.
Judy Davis.
I don't know who that is.
A great actress, and she played many biographies. She also played Judy Garland.
Okay.
All right, next one up. Second down is John Goodman.
Ooh.
Wow.
King Ralph?
No.
No.
Not a comedy. How about that?
Oh,
comedy.
The Babe.
No.
Wow.
The Bitch.
No, that was Joan Collins. Looks a lot like
how's our
John Goodman these days.
How's our text board? Did they? Any
I'm not
guesses?
checking.
I'm not looking.
All right, go ahead. One more.
All right.
The main star.
So John Goodman,
Tony Shalhoub, John Mahoney.
and it was not a comedy.
It was not a comedy. All right, so it's something very powerful, would we say? Is it DC Cab?
I've only heard of this movie. I've never seen it.
All right. So you only have one name left.
I have one name left.
Probably Citizen Kane then.
And it's the title character.
Okay.
I almost said the name of the movie.
Yeah.
John Turturro.
Oh, Barton Fink.
Yeah!
There you go.
Son of a bitch.
Never heard of it.
Coen Brothers.
Yeah.
Never even heard of that movie.
It's very trippy.
Well, now you can watch it,
obscure.
Preston.
Yeah, right.
In beautiful VHS.
Well, we just
Someone get a VHS player and put an address on it. Send it to us.
Yeah.
Undefeated Records. Eric, good morning.
Hey, you guys rock. Uma Thurman needs the word.
Yeah.
Everybody's heard about the bird. Wow.
Case, how did you just do that? Do that
They're
again.
all right next to each other.
Do it again.
Everybody's heard about the bird.
Nice work. All right, Eric, what's up, man? Tell us about your perfect record.
When I was in the military, we went down to Haiti in like 96 around then for deployment. From the time we got on the Eisenhower to go down, which was like mid-September, we were down there about 5-6 months. For 3.5 months, me and my best friend were undefeated in the card game.
I don't know how this is going to work. Because Marissa is normally here. What we do, she's still off. We have this. She is on the phone with a producer at Fox 29. And she will be standing to the side, and she'll give me like, a 30-second signal, and then a 10-second signal, and then
like they do in TV.
And then I just kind of vibe it in until I hear them come live down the line, because I turn up this little fader here, and then we'll be able to hear them. I don't know where Casey is.
And perhaps he's doing In Touch with Fox?
Oh,
okay.
no, he's just going to the bathroom. He just walked in.
That.
So how do we know when we're going on the air? Normally, Marissa is talking to them. And so, are we doing anything like that?
Yeah, I have no indication.
No idea.
Oh,
All right.
hey, wait, I'm going to phone call. Hang on a second.
There you go. All right, good thing you were done going potties. So, and the music means we're going on Fox. How about that? I think that's
right now.
Yeah.
It's 7:56. Preston and Steve been on vacation. It seemed like forever, but now they're back. Welcome back, guys.
Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
All right, so we found this couple yesterday. They put it on the internet that they sleep in the same bed, but they have separate blankets. I absolutely understand why, temperature differences and stuff like that. Steve, how about you?
Well, I sleep in a separate bed, so I buck the system. I sleep on top of the sheets and the bed cover, and I use a blanket. I do not like to be bundled and cocooned up. So yes, I have my own blankets.
The same thing.
There we go.
Lay on top of the.
We could sleep together, Mike.
We absolutely could.
Like before.
I have a weighted blanket on top of me. Preston?
Yeah, really? Okay, so I do the same thing as Steve. My wife and I have slept in separate beds for 20 years, probably now. And so I have my own blankie. I have my own. But more important, though, are pillows to me. I am like a 6-pillow guy. I need 4 minimum, absolutely, but 6 is preferred, because then you get you can swap out your warm pillows and cold pillows.
And you have a special configuration, don't you?
I do. 1 between my legs, 2 at my head, 1 that my arm lays on. Then I have 2 over here that are cooling off through the night, and then I switch them over. Yeah.
Where between your legs? Is this up in the crotchal region?
It stretches from crotch to knees. Yes.
To aerate the cojones.
Side.
Yeah. What's that?
Because you're on your side,
Yeah,
right?
I'm a side sleeper. I absolutely am a side sleeper. Yeah, so I always do that. But I don't have the.
I do the same thing.
I don't have a. Well, we can sleep together then, Karen.
There we go.
Mike and Steve.
They actually sell it. We talked about it on the show. There's a thing for bustier women who, when they sleep on the side. Kathy, we talked about it. That is a device that goes between the breast that stops sweatiness.
Like
if
legs.
you're sleeping on your side, same concept.
Yep. Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a device. Trust me. We talked about it.
I like to have two on the when you're on your side, so one between your legs, one under like you would say, like between your arms in the front, underneath your head, and then two behind you. So when you swap sides and roll over, you can have the exact same configuration.
You guys were meant for each other.
Karen,
Yeah.
It should have been.
If you were to sleep together, you could keep cycling the pillows through.
Yeah, totally. And there's a temperature thing.
I never thought about the separate blankets, but that's kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
It is a good idea.
She's a germaphobe.
Well, no, but like different body temperatures, I think that would work.
And people blanket steal. Like sometimes my kids will sneak in bed and they totally blanket steal, and they keep unwrapping me, and then I'm freezing because they keep cocooning. So you need separate blankets so they have their own one. They don't steal the blanket off of you.
That
you wind
is
up there shivering.
unforgivable. Blanket stealing cannot be tolerated.
I agree.
Yeah.
No. They should be deported. What about Nick?
I'm like Preston and Steve. I sleep in a separate bed from my girlfriend, but Mike, she uses the weighted blanket, and she loves it. She can't sleep without the weighted blanket, but I find that to be too oppressive. I've tried it, and
It's
to me,
smothering, right?
it feels like it's suffocating. Yeah, so I'm not a weighted
Mine's a
blanket guy.
25-pounder.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
25 pounds?
We have one of those. The cat sleeps on it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Is Casey there today?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here, and I don't do this, but I think I love this idea because, my wife and I sleep in the same bed, but we go to bed at different times. So a lot of times if I go to bed after her, she has all the blanket, and then I have to do this ginger pull the blanket from her without waking her up, which never works.
You should just magician her right off the bed.
Yeah, because she'll just kind of be all wrapped up. So yeah, I love this idea. That way I could just have my blanket that I sleep with, and then I don't have to wake her up.
Okay, we've decided. We like this idea.
We fixed this.
I agree. I think it's a great idea. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you later. Okay. So we did the traffic thing. That means we can now do the bizarre file thing.
Yeah.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
All righty. Let's begin. We will start with a follow-up story. Glenn Hirsch, the man accused of killing a food delivery worker in Queens for duck sauce. You remember this guy?
This just a couple weeks ago.
Found dead inside his apartment on Friday. An attorney for Hirsch confirmed that Hirsch was found inside his apartment after he failed to show up to court. And according to the attorney, he committed suicide by shooting himself.
So there was a whole bunch of mental stuff going on there.
This guy was a
he
nut
was
job.
hoarding duck sauce. By the way, when he killed that person, he had a whole stockpile of duck sauce at his house.
The 51-year-old had been charged with stalking and murdering Zhuan Yan, a delivery worker, after a series of complaints over duck sauce. And the murder has been since referred to as the duck sauce killer case.
Yeah.
And
coming soon to Law and Order.
He was released on $500,000 bail in June, ordered to house arrest. He was found dead on his couch, wearing rubber gloves with the gun in his hand. A radio was loudly blaring music, and the couch had been wrapped in plastic.
What an elegant life. All right, if you were to kill somebody over sauce, not saying you would, what sauce would you kill over?
Wow.
Yeah,
And I think I know Chick-fil-A, I assume, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I think it's my favorite sauce. But if it were something like, I don't know, man. Would sour cream be considered? I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Steve. I'll get
killing
back to you on
somebody
that.
for sour cream is ridiculous.
But sour cream's pretty awesome.
I know.
All right. Anyhow, Hirsch was found dead. Like I said, workers at the Great Wall restaurant in Forest Hills, where Yan had worked, have said that Hirsch repeatedly harassed them over the amount of duck sauce he received. In an order in November, Hirsch allegedly made threatening remarks to employees, damaged one's car, and pulled a firearm in another, and eventually ended up shooting and killing Zhuan Yan.
So this clearly was not just about duck sauce.
There
were other issues going on in this guy's life.
He was deranged enough to kill somebody over that. So, yeah, but he took his own life. The NYPD is searching for 5 suspects who allegedly attacked a man with frying pans in Manhattan. Police say that around 2 a.m. on July 21st, the 34-year-old victim was arguing with someone, and that's when police say the group of suspects came up Two of them began hitting the victim with what appered to be frying pans. The suspects
kill someone.
Managed to escape with $220 in cash, credit cards, and documents. The victim was taken to New York City Health and hospitals in stable condition with injuries to his head and knee. By the way, there's a whole great thing with frying pans in the movie Tangled. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
It's excellent. The suspects all got away and are still on the loose. There was approximately $1,200 worth of charges made on the victim's credit cards after they were stolen, so they are looking for these guys. In Kansas, on Monday morning, a woman called 911 to report she found her nephew's body in a pen, and she told dispatchers that she thought a buffalo had killed him. The report comes a day after a deputy was seriously injured after being charged by a buffalo. The sheriff is investigating to see if the same buffalo or different animals attacked the men.
Thought you got rid of me, didn't you?
After getting the call, deputies and EMS went to where the woman said her nephew was. They found the man's body in a row of trees, about a quarter of a mile north of where the deputy was injured. The victim was 50-year-old Scott Schroeder. He was the owner of more than 20 buffalo kept at the location. The sheriff said that they are waiting for an autopsy report, but the coroner's preliminary cause of death is that he had been gored by an animal.
Jeez.
The injury to the deputy happened on Sunday night. 911 received a call about a buffalo on a Kansas highway. The deputy responded and found the animal. He tried to get it to return to pasture, and that's when the buffalo suddenly charged him. He was seriously injured.
It's go time.
A deputy arrived just as the animal was attacking the deputy and was able to put it down. He underwent surgery and is now in stable condition. The sheriff said both incidents are still under investigation.
You've obviously seen, when you see them up close.
Oh my God!
You realize how insanely gigantic they are.
I was at a nature preserve or a wildlife preserve one time, and we had this vehicle that we could get into with the animals, and they would come up and you could feed them. And so we were feeding these huge animals like these Watusi that had these huge horns, and they just looked gigantic. All these animals are gathering around, and then a buffalo wandered over. All of them left immediately. They got the hell out of there. Those things ruled the roost. They're just massive. I mean, they're just so big. So, all right. So meth is legal now.
Yay!
That's what Enzo Cardoza advised Florida cops who caught him with a glass pipe in his lips attempting to light up early yesterday in St. Petersburg in an alleyway.
It's okay. It's legal.
It's legal now. Upon spotting police, Cardoza began walking away, but not before declaring that meth is legal now. And
why are you rousting me?
He did not offer further details as to when lawmakers legalized the use of the highly addictive stimulant. As it turns out, however, meth possession is still a crime. As such, Cardoza was busted on a felony drug possession charge and misdemeanor count of resisting police. He was booked in a county jail. At his time, he was free on bond in connection with his arrest in late May for possession of meth and drug paraphernalia.
So this guy thinks he's like a political prisoner because this is completely legal.
Yep.
And they're incarcerating me, Lloyd.
Thank you, Lloyd. So is this art or is it trolling? Australian artist Matthew Griffin debuted a work that he titled Pickle. It is a single slice of pickle that he plucked from a McDonald's cheeseburger and chucked it onto the white ceiling of a gallery space, and it stuck. And it allegedly never fell from that spot. The work, which was recently shown at Michael Lett, a New Zealand gallery that hosted the former Cucumber at its show called Hosting Fine Arts in Sydney. Griffin is an artist known for starting conversations on the perceived pretentiousness of the art world.
So he mocks this kind of art.
You mock.
Yeah. I noticed, by the way, you're doing this story and wearing a pickle T-shirt.
I am.
You are.
Did you guys like my pickle shirt?
I like your pickle T-shirt.
I had this made, by the way.
Oh.
I designed it myself. Wow. It says, I'll take your pickles. Because I love pickles. All right, so anyhow. So he uses comedy as a starting point to discuss serious issues like health and dental care for freelance artists in Australia, for example. According to the gallery, this most recent work is intentionally designed to question what art has value and what art does not.
Yes.
If you're hoping to see the work or maybe shell out $10,000 for the work, unfortunately, the
How do you
show
get it?
closed on July 30th.
Oh,
so
right.
there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you. Hey, a reminder that we have a secret text word. Chance to win a $50 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. So text the word secret to 39333. But it looks like Casey's giving me something to give away outside of that right now. I have a copy of Elvis on digital, starring Tom Hanks and Austin Butler and directed by Baz Luhrmann. So we'll take caller number 19. Cool. 215-263-WMMR. Elvis will take your breath away with stunning sets, beautiful costumes, and everyone's favorite Elvis Presley songs. The film is now on digital, and that is what we are giving. Caller number 19. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Basically hearts, but with spades.
Hey, now spades is a partner game, right?
Yeah. It's usually played 4 people, 2 to a team.
Okay. There's a Stephen King book called Hearts in Atlantis. You need to read that. It's a very there's a whole segment about the game of hearts that I think you'll dig, man.
Yeah, I played.
Cool.
Thanks, Eric. We'll
I
see
played
ya.
hearts and pinochle, and so spades is kind of like a combination of those two. I got to tell you, when it comes to spades, there was a giant bone of contention between my circle of high school friends. There's a scene in Boys in the Hood where I think Ice Cube says, "Yo, y'all want to bust some spades?" And my friend, and still to this day, thinks he says spags. And I'm like, spags isn't a thing. It's not a game.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I just needed your
peanut brittle.
This just in. Clarification on dialogue that appeared in the movie Boys in the Hood so many years ago. There's no such thing as spags. We knew it as Jimmy Leshevsky at the Pentagon. Jim, how about this whole Boys in the Hood conundrum? I was confused by it, honestly. I thought he said spags. But I thought to myself, there is no such thing as that, right? Thanks, Jim. Thanks always. Very, very insightful commentary.
Let's go to Tyler. Has a record. Hey, Tyler, good morning.
Good morning. Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. All right, so we're talking about people having a perfect record. What about you?
All right. I got a perfect record for getting stoned every single day and going to school and getting straight A's.
Straight A's. You got so you were an exemplary student, though you were stoned absolutely every. Now, would that be Monday through Friday, just school days, or were you?
No, every day.
Every day.
Wow. And you got straight A's.
Straight A's. I'm like a teacher's pet. Like the teacher has to say, Tyler, like we know you know the answer. Just stop raising your hand at this point.
Were you the teacher's supplier?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't sell drugs.
Okay, good.
All right.
So you're like the champion of drug addicts.
Sure.
Yeah.
For getting good grades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that's it's a little bit of a contorted title, but it is a title.
That's it. Listen, yeah,
it's
absolutely.
undefeated.
I'll take anything that you want to tell us about.
What
Thanks,
are you
man.
the champion of then at that point?
Of beating the odds, I guess.
Yes,
right?
of course. Yeah.
I don't know.
He didn't have to smoke resin one time. He always, right?
What's that? I'm not understanding.
When you run out of weed, you get like a paper clip or whatever, and you scrape out all the resin in your apparatus, and you
Casey,
smoke that.
I used to be called Captain Blackfingers.
Captain Black. Look at you, Cheech and Chong over here.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If you don't actually have the leafy substance.
Captain Blackfingers.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, a lot of people still want to watch reruns of The Cosby Show on television. In a Twitter announcement yesterday, Bounce TV said, "You asked and we heard you loud and clear, bouncers. We're bringing back The Cosby Show by popular demand."
I don't know if I have Bounce.
No, and you know what? Well, I don't know either, but Seventh Heaven is playing in syndication. We were talking about that last week.
Yeah, you figured how would you do that?
Yeah, but if people want to see it.
Stephen Collins was admitted to sexual contact with a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
To me, I would find it difficult to believe him as a preacher in that show.
Yeah.
And Cosby is the ultimate dad at this point, I think, is not workable.
Well, it's old, and people might have they might look past that and just look at the characters as opposed to the people actually playing them.
You think so? I should revisit the Charles Manson sitcom.
What was that? I don't remember. Was that back in
I'm
the? Oh, it was like a family sitcom, or
Squeaky, I hear you got a bad grade today. Why didn't you go out and kill a white pig?
I'm home.
Look,
that's
just with a crazy look on his face in the door. I'm home.
That's the opening shot.
Oh, God.
And they're at the Spawn Movie Ranch there.
Oh, my God.
Wait a second. This isn't my knife. It's a melon baller. The voice in my head says, we're going out for ice cream.
And then there's the episode where he carved the swastikas in their forehead. Oh,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
You never like anything. I think it makes me look Nazi-ish. I just think it's going to be an issue when you apply for jobs. I'm much to my own drummer, woman. Now go kill someone.
All right.
Leave as little circumstantial evidence as possible. Who's laughing? He goes, you can laugh track.
The audience.
What the hell? Can't you hear that? Who are you?
All right.
That's on Bounce as well. That's the lead-in.
The show was...
It's Manson and Cosby for the Power Hour.
The show was syndicated in 1988, and various networks showed reruns up until 2014 when TV Land, Bounce TV, and BET all stopped airing the show due to the sexual assault allegations.
Cosby and Manson doing press together for the...
Oh, my God. At a conference. There were a couple pieces of audio you wanted me to play, Steve?
Oh, yeah. Yoko. I think she posted this on her Facebook account, Yoko Ono. She had an auditory reaction to President-elect Donald Trump.
Oh, wait. Is this
okay. It's real.
Is it words or is it a vocal?
You tell me.
It's an auditory reaction.
Tell me. In classic Yoko fashion, and this was a message to her followers, and I guess to her followers, this means something.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this yet.
Okay. You know what that sounds like? You know when you have a balloon, and you let the air out, but you put it in your mouth and you go, ow, wow,
Marissa,
wow, wow, wow.
can we find a balloon, please?
Do you know what it also sounds like?
No, I mean an actual balloon around here. Casey's got it. We need a real balloon.
A real man's balloon. We got
those
condoms.
are gigantic. Look at this.
All right, well, go ahead, blow it
It's
up.
a weather balloon,
It's
for
a
Christ's sake.
douchebag is what it is.
Either we have a tiny balloon or a Zeppelin.
It's a hot water bottle.
The hell is
this
that?
Will work.
It might.
All right, try it.
He's going to pass out trying to blow it up.
And you know what? Preston is actually really good at just picking up wind instruments, so he might be able to actually recreate this.
He might be a virtuoso.
Yeah.
All right, we'll play it for him while he's blowing.
Okay. All right, stop.
Got it.
What the hell's going on?
Trying to lick it.
Stop laughing. This is serious.
Yes, come on. You don't have to get it right up on the mic.
Maybe Yoko is
I can't
talented.
get it to squeak.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
All right,
Here we go.
Sounds like a
No, got to take it back.
I need a different balloon.
It's not going to work.
Go to promotions. Get me. God damn it! Give me a real balloon.
And where's those balloons I requested? Can't come out of a Green Day song into a balloon segment.
You can't come out of Yoko Ono.
Yoko Ono into a balloon segment. Shut that bitch up.
Can you do the exploding Yoko for me, Steve?
Sure. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite bits of all time. Let me know when you're ready.
Hey, we're good to go. That's what she sounds like.
Her voice is hurting my ears.
It's just annoying. And please, the enablers.
Stop putting microphones in front of her face.
I would say the people that supported Hitler and enabled Hitler.
Who does she have around her?
Yeah, they're just as bad.
They're
so talented.
It's not doing the mouth thing. It's not with them.
Who the hell is doing that?
What was that?
Nick, it was the balloon.
You got to go like this, bro.
Jesus.
Wait a minute. Are you actually saying woo while you're doing that? No, stop that.
Why? It's added to it.
He asked you a question.
That's not hurting your ears? You would get you'd get a more pleasant sound if you ran over a cat with a lawnmower.
This is terrible.
Okay.
Jesus. Well, that's her take on the whole election.
Who's doing that?
Should we stop?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See if you can guess what song
Stop
this
it.
is.
See if you can what?
See if you can guess what song this is.
Okay, all right, here we go. Oh, wait, we may have invented a new game. Here we go. What? That's just rhythm. That has no...
It's a song you should know. Oh,
It's
Oh, wait,
honestly,
that was Limelight.
yes, it was.
Seriously?
It was pulling up.
Do it again.
It took me a minute.
Can you do Crash Into Me?
That's hard. I can try. Let me get it for you.
Here, wait, hold on.
Steve's going to do it.
No, I can't.
Oh, you're just blowing up a balloon for
I
fun.
just like to blow up balloons. I really, if you're having a prom or something coming up, give me a call.
Is this the dumbest thing we've ever done?
It's in there. It's in there.
Do we want to stay on sugary?
No, I need savory now.
Savory, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to savory. Let's see. Shake Shack is adding more chicken to its menu.
Okay.
It's just in.
Dude.
The Shake Shack adding more chicken to its menu. And landslide in Peru kills 100,000.
Hey, by the way.
We go down to Jimmy Kushevsky, who's at Shake Shack.
Are you leading with that?
By the way, speaking of landslides, they saved the 3 cows.
They did?
Yes, that were up on that.
How'd they get them down?
I don't know. I didn't read the full
They
story.
raised New Zealand.
Nick had it up earlier, but it was that New Zealand earthquake that caused a landslide, and there were 3 cows up on top of that little plateau.
Cows were terrified. They were full of milkshakes. Boom!
He was laughing at himself. He couldn't even get it out.
Wow. That's a horrible joke.
That's so good. They were filled full of
Milkshakes. Cows had milkshakes in them.
Because they were so scared. They were shaking.
I thought it was because the ground shook.
No. Hey, that's
the problem.
Wait, that's a good one.
It was an earthquake.
It was an earthquake, so they were full of milkshakes.
Got it.
All right. Anyway, I don't know how they did it, Kathy. We'll fall into that later on. So anyway,
They shot him.
Back to Shake Shack.
They shot him and threw him off.
They had a helicopter with a machine gun
Look
on
at
it.
him.
They're saved.
The Ride of the Valkyries. So we had a story the other day about this couple in Greece, and they got ripped off from this restaurant that has done this before. We had it in the Bizarre File where they, went in to just order a beer and some oysters or something. They get like a $400 tab or something ridiculous, and it's a total scam.
It's on national. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how they
God, there's so much of a story here.
went about it.
We have our cows in sight.
All right. Anyhow, moving on. Back to the Shake Shack and the chicken.
Yeah.
We were speaking earlier this morning in our entertainment roundup about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being the sexiest man alive.
Yeah, I sometimes don't support those decisions, but I have to agree with this one.
You agree with this one?
On a guy level to a guy, I would say that because he's a cool guy. He seems like a good guy. Mm-hmm. He seems like a guy who would hold you down.
Yes, actually.
No, I didn't.
I thought you said you had it.
No, I didn't. I didn't have it, but I know about this place that's in Montauk. So it's Steve. It's supposed to be at a shared plate, and I think it was like 16 chicken
Yes,
fingers.
you get 16 chicken fingers.
And like so the person who posted this Instagram video, you can see the actual, like they ordered it. You can see the actual plate. Like it wouldn't even be enough fries for us in this room.
No kidding.
And 16 chicken fingers, it was $90.
It's at a place called the Montauk Beach House.
Yeah, so it's a motel. There's most of the places to stay there are motels. So this is one of them. It's a trendy spot where like you don't have to be staying at the motel to go to. You can actually go to their pool and hang out for the day. It's like one of those places where all the young kids go, take their Instagram photos and post it. And so you can like hang out. You can get like little areas that you sit around a table that's near the pool. You order food, drinks, all that. And $90 chicken
So
fingers.
this is a motel, not a hotel?
Yeah, so most places in Montauk are motels.
Okay. And they're charging $90 for chicken fingers and fries at a motel.
Yeah.
$90. So what would an average order of chicken fingers? When you order chicken fingers, you get about 6?
You get 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Get some French fries. What? $6, something like that. $8.
Is that what they usually
at
right?
most?
Yeah, listen, this year especially.
They should be getting 60 then.
This year especially, the prices there were astronomical. It was absolutely ridiculous. My cousin ordered her son buttered noodles. I'm not kidding you. $17.95.
Oh my God.
For buttered noodles?
Buttered noodles.
You know what, though, as we're saying this, as we're speaking about this, if you think about it, if you go to a sporting event.
Oh yeah.
If you were to buy something that had 16 chicken fingers in it,
it would be up there.
I bet it would be $50
You know, you're
probably,
right. You're right because I've spent, when we've had events and stuff comes up a little short, and I'm trying to take care of the people if they've come out for an event that we're having and we have a suite or whatever. Yeah, you're right. It can be that high.
So,
and obviously, I mean, food costs have gone up, but.
Chicken think about what they're making on the chicken fingers or the $17.95 buttered noodles. Like,
I mean, we get a chicken finger platter. Actually, it's like chicken cutlets. That's what the word is, cutlets. That feeds an entire party. There's a place near me called Cut Above, and like that platter feeds an entire party, and that's $90.
And I'm looking at a picture of these chicken fingers. They look like your standard. Nothing special about them. Pulled right out of the freezer. Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers.
A quick question. What's the new place that's all the rage that is?
Raising Cane.
Raising Cane. It is a chicken finger specific fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
All right. So what is it? Do we know?
Apparently the cane sauce is amazing.
All right.
It's like in press. I had.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Because they say they just opened one in University City.
They open at like 8:30 in the morning, for example, or
it's just a quick drive over.
I'm not really sure, but press. I had said
we'll
that
give you free commercials.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh wait, that's illegal.
The Chick-fil-A sauce is the #1 fast food sauce, and somebody was saying you got to try the cane sauce.
All right. Well, listen, Steve did bring, and you did. This may open up a can of worms. We had the story about the duck sauce killer just a little while ago, and you said, what sauce would be worth taking a human life
for?
And that's a good question. So I must try this cane sauce if it is supposedly.
Anybody looking up the store hours?
One that might be worth killing a human being over.
Listen, it's not something we would do without putting some thought into it. We'd have to taste it first before we murdered someone.
No, but I am looking up their prices. So a 6 chicken finger dish, it comes with French fries and some other stuff. Coleslaw is $15.19.
I'm sorry, say that again. How many fingers?
6.
6 chicken fingers, fries, and coleslaw is $15
with sauces. Yeah,
that's still
that's a Raising Cane.
That's pricey. It's not $90, but yeah. Well, let's see. How many? 6, 12, 18. So roughly, if you ordered 3 of those, you're talking about $45, right? And this is $90 for 16 chicken fingers. It's double the price. This is stupid, man. So the Montauk Beach House. So the guy who is the food and beverage director, Yanis Papagianni.
I make a chicken finger.
Maintained that the price of the dish is, quote, not even close to competitors, but that the chicken fingers are, quote, an amenity that the venue offers on certain occasions.
Oh, come on. Get the hell out of here.
The specials today.
Today is a chicken finger day. We'll also be putting out bowls of pretzels because it's a special day.
So Raising Cane's opens at 10 o'clock.
Glasses of water for everyone on Wednesday.
Oh, my God.
They open at 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. They're 3.8 miles away. We should probably send somebody there for research. Do you think?
Research purposes.
Yeah,
I think
I don't need to have it, but you know.
No, I know, but the other
At another
scientists
time.
in the room.
Okay, all right.
They do.
So, by the way, Papagiani, the food and beverage director here, explained that the chicken fingers are not on the regular menu, but offered for certain VIP guests at select times.
Hell out of here! I can't.
Mick Jagger's here. Break out the chicken fingers. Oh, these are great chicken fingers. $90.
I mean, chicken fingers, I feel like are overrated.
I love chicken fingers.
But chicken cutlets, I can wholly get behind. I love chicken
I go the other
cutlets.
way.
See, I'd take a chicken finger
I'm
over
a finger
chicken
over a
cutlet.
cutlet.
Yeah.
But they
Finger me any day.
Yeah, don't cutlet me.
But when
finger me.
when they not pulverize it, but when they tenderize it,
They flatten it out. Yeah.
that's,
I will
that's
take
the
a
jam
very
right there.
flat. I do love chicken cutlets. I really love chicken fingers. But I know what you're talking about. If someone makes the chicken cutlets very flat, those are very good as well.
So, in comparison to other local hotspots like Duryea's Lobster Deck, Duryea's Lobster Deck, and Bounce Beach Montauk, the price is staggering. Duryea's chicken fingers go for $19 an order, while Bounce is slightly cheaper at $18 an order.
So those two places are like, by the way, these are places that we don't even go to when we're there, but those are also very trendy spots. Like Bounce is, if you guys would be so annoyed if you even saw it. Like it's just, they literally built it, I think, and designed it for Instagram, basically.
That's the whole. What is it? Is it Gurney's or what's the name of the place?
Gurney's.
Is
Gurney's.
Gurney.
Where they
Everyone
make those
gurns.
faces.
But that's one of the legendary upper crusty. Yeah. What's that face for? It's Gurney's.
Now, Duryea's Lobster Deck, that's been there for years, but they sort of have gone a little bit more upscale in recent years.
Duryea's sells a $97 lobster Cobb salad.
Yes.
If you really want to spend
What
it.
do you think?
$7.
What's the most you've ever spent on like one actual menu item? And it's got to be, for me, it's got to be some sort
It's
of a
$5,000 for one chicken finger.
No, it's got to be some sort of a steak at like a high-end steak restaurant.
Yeah, I went to, what's the really awesome steak?
Butcher and Singer.
Barclay Prime.
Yeah. I went there, but we were taken to dinner there by a like a record person or something like that who was buying dinner for us. So I did not pay for it.
Yes.
But that was probably the priciest cut of meat, if I recall.
How much? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was like, it was probably over $100, something like that. So.
Yeah, I remember for your son's birthday last year. I think that might have been the
Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. Yeah. That was a special night. So we splurged.
Yes, and you should splurge if you can do it every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sometimes, to drop close to $100 for chicken fingers.
Well, we do have the list of the most expensive dishes and tasting menus in the world.
All right.
If you would like to get a little flavor of that world.
Maybe
guys.
it'll make these chicken fingers seem a little bit more affordable.
You have the Kyoto Kicho Arashiyama in Kyoto, Japan. They have a prefix menu that is $599.49. So there's several prefix menus to choose from. I do like doing the prefix menus. That's kind of fun. But for the costliest option, you won't leave hungry as the meal's at least 10 courses.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
And features rounds of sashimi, grilled and steamed food, rice, pickled vegetables, and desserts, to name a few.
A 10-course meal. Now, it's still $500. It's heavy duty, but 10 courses.
When I have been to, some trendier restaurants, some ones that tend to be the top of the food chain at the time.
Right.
There have been on occasion, and I don't mind smaller plates, but there have been occasion where I'm like, really, man?
Like ultra.
Just like one mouthful.
Yeah.
That's one of your dishes.
Yeah, I don't dig that.
Come on. No. And
Where are my chicken fingers?
And I get tapas style where everything is going to be smaller and you get 15 of those. But I went to one really, really pricey and I was like, I left very underwhelmed, not at the taste, but at the amount of food that I got.
It's a big pompous thing. A lot. Some of the more, and I tend to not eat at those places. A, because they're wildly expensive, but B, because I'm not, my palate is not that cultivated. But Jesus, it's more about how they're swirling the sauce or whatever, the presentation over the.
Restaurants, Guy Savoy, Monet in Paris. The prefix menu is $536. Oh, did I start with the most expensive one?
No, I don't think so. Did you?
You're right. No, I didn't. I don't know why. These are in no particular order.
Don't go in the order. You disappoint the audience.
So the prefix menu of up to 13 courses described as a feast of textures, colors, and flavors. The price does not include drinks, however. It's $536.
Yeah, tag that on. You know, when you talk about meals that you didn't, my wife and I were on Vancouver Island, one of the best vacations we ever took. And so we're at a Fairmount Hotel, and they have high tea. Now, we were just thinking, you know, being the idiots that we are, oh, this is tea time. We already had lunch, but we're going to go back for tea time and have tea and, you know, a ladyfinger or, you know, a cookie. That'll be wonderful. No. High tea is a full multi-course meal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's the way they were serving it. Yes, sandwiches and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, Jesus.
Here is, let's see. So the one in Paris, you get for the hundreds of dollars, you enjoy duck, lobster, and artichoke soup with black truffles in addition to other delightful dishes.
You guys like duck?
No.
Yeah.
Never had it.
Yeah.
It's a little greasier, Casey, than a chicken.
Yeah. It's got, there's a, if you,
Can't
if they
compare
have,
to chicken.
if they have a skin on it, there's a lot of
Don't
fat.
even bring that to me. I don't want to hear about it.
All right. Sorry, Gene.
Ronald. Leo.
Oh, my God. They offer the dining's a little different than ordering sushi as a midnight snack, but spicy tuna rolls, one of the most popular late night takeout orders around the country. So, yeah, that's going to cost you $500 some odd dollars. All right, so in Shanghai, there's a place called Ultraviolet. These are the most expensive meals in the world, by the way. $872 if you want to have dinner there. And it's a 20-course meal. Comes with theme music for every course, as well as light shows. All guests at the table are
I'll
served
bring a flashlight to McDonald's.
the same food at the same time. And so if you want to head to China, they said that it is a part of a life-changing trip if you would like to go.
Yes, it'll make you impoverished.
Yeah. Boy, is my life changed.
It's over.
I can't afford my bills anymore.
I'm broke.
You have the Burger Brasserie in Las Vegas.
I'm a burger dude.
Well, the Kobe beef and Maine lobster burger will set you back $777.
For $770 for a burger.
Yeah, the burger has pancetta, goat cheese, seared foie gras, arugula, Maine lobster, and 100-year-old aged balsamic paired with a BLT salad. 100-year-old aged balsamic.
When they do that type of thing, like a 50-year-old bottle of wine, or like that, to me, it seems like a gimmick. Like, how much better can a 100-year-old balsamic vinegar be than a 5-year-old?
I know.
You know?
Right. So this also comes with a bottle of Rosé Dom Perignon champagne. All right. So that's, going to add to it as well. So you do get that little thing. Sometimes they'll have, a diamond-encrusted
chicken nuggets,
napkin holder or whatever.
These are diamond-encrusted chicken fingers.
In New York, Serendipity 3 has the Golden Opulence Sundae for $1,000.
No.
So this is clearly one of those ones that are festooned with gold, right? Gold leaves and stuff like that.
Yeah. So in this dish, Tahitian vanilla ice cream made with Madagascar vanilla bean is covered in 24-karat gold leaf, specialty chocolates, Parisian candied fruits.
Right this way, Mr. Elliott.
Truffles, caviar.
Your heavenly hash is waiting.
And more.
Snooty.
A Sunday of this.
Naughty.
Oh, that'll be a hoot. A sundae of this magnitude isn't served in a simple glass dish, but rather a Baccarat crystal bowl that you can take home as a souvenir. So there you go.
There you go.
And you can order. You have to order it at least 48.
But that's no big deal. I went to a place where you could take home the menu. It's all the best places to bass fish in Canada.
Yeah.
48 hours in advance. By the way, I watched an episode of is it Man vs. Food?
Yeah.
The guy that eats all, the huge.
Yes.
Well, they were doing a Philly episode. He went to Tony Luke's. There's like this freaking 5-pound sandwich that they make at Tony Luke's, and he ate it.
Freaking Tony Luke's.
But there was an ice cream joint that they featured on there in Philadelphia. Oh my God, it looked amazing.
It wasn't Was it the one on Market Street in Old City?
It might be. These guys had like old timey mustaches, like old DeBella mustaches.
Is it
with the
Franklin-
curly Q
Was it
mustaches.
DeBella?
It's not
It wasn't
Franklin.
DeBella.
Franklin Fountain?
It might have been.
Yeah.
But wow, that like they make everything there from scratch. All the whipped cream and all the stuff. I really want, but they had one.
Wow.
They had a special dish that he ate. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's got to be it. Franklin Fountain. But they had, I forgot what it was called. I forgot what it was that he ate, but I would like to have one.
Have you ever been here?
No.
It's a really cool place to go to.
I would like to go to.
Yeah.
There's always a line.
Oh,
Is
I
there
don't like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but absolutely everything in the establishment is made there.
Yeah, and it's really good. I mean, Kathy's right. Like, it's delicious stuff. It's pricey, and you're paying a bit for the experience. But
I don't care. You guys know ice cream is my
Would you
jam.
spend $1,000?
No.
Yeah.
No, I would not.
Pausing.
Hell no, I wouldn't.
No, come on. There's delicious ice cream you got that heavenly hash that Nick gave you.
But I
When he
do.
tried to kill you.
It's in the freezer.
tried to kill you.
I have some of that tomorrow. All right, let's get back to this list of other most expensive dishes in the world.
Everyone, Mr. Elliott is here.
Well, hang on. Let me go to, real quick, I'm going to go to Mike, who works in the restaurant industry, wants to talk about some of these high-end prices. Hey, Mike, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Ed. How are you today?
Good morning, buddy. I'm good. So what can you shed some light on here?
So a couple quick things. First off, I'm working in the industry and I'm pricing out food and that kind of thing. If we're paying, say, $10 a pound for chicken wings, that means 6 wings to a customer are going to be about $15 to $20.
Okay.
We got to make at least a triple return on an item in order to pay salaries. Kitchen cooks are making between.
Yeah. You got to pay the people that are putting this together for you. Sure.
Mike, is that a standard way of reckoning this, or has it gotten a little out of whack of late with the prices going up?
Well, so it's gone out of whack, but there's other things that restaurants do. So, like hand-cut French fries cost nothing to make.
Yeah.
So an order of like a 6-ounce order of French fries, hand cut, including labor, costs a restaurant about $1. But the average price is about $6-7. But then they turn around and they sell a chicken breast on a salad for $5, and the cost of that chicken breast is about $3-4.
Okay. All right.
So they kind of, every restaurant kind of makes up in certain ways.
Okay. So what about $90 for how many chicken fingers was it? 16?
16 chicken
16
fingers.
chicken fingers. That's ridiculous.
Yes.
Dude, that's just absolutely ridiculous. But Preston, as a connoisseur, I'm going to recommend that you go to Alinea in Chicago.
Ooh, okay.
One of the most amazing restaurants in the world. Research the chef. He lost his palate through cancer.
Oh.
And then redeveloped his palate.
Whoa.
Amazing courses.
What's the cuisine, Mike?
Cost is
No, the cuisine of this restaurant.
People. For the name of the restaurant's Alinea.
Okay.
And cost per person is about $300, and that's not including any beverage.
Steve was asking what the cuisine is.
Oh, cuisine's all over the place.
Okay.
It's hard to describe, but we got when we had dessert. One of the dessert courses was a fruit roll-up kind of compote made into a helium-filled balloon with a spun sugar string. The entire thing was edible. There was a bouquet of herbs hanging from the ceiling above a candle. We thought that was like instead of a flower or whatever. 6th course came around. They brought out a broth. They cut the bouquet off the thing. It had been toasting under the candle for the entire evening. They ground it up and put it into the broth. That was a soup course.
So
Like,
it's a major
amazing.
production. So they do all of this, and obviously this is the kind of thing that you if you make it an event, you save up for it and you go and have a good time. But you're saying it's well worth it.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had dining in my entire life.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Never heard of that.
We went to Gibson's while we were in Chicago and had a special meal there. That was pretty cool.
And Gibson's is really cool too.
Yeah.
And if you went to the bars, Aviary is the bar that's owned by Alinea in Chicago. There's also one in New York City too, which is also incredible.
Cool.
Like cocktails and globed and ice balls, that kind of stuff.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thanks for the heads up, Mike. We appreciate it.
Wow.
Have a good one,
Cheers,
man.
guys.
All right, we'll see you.
That's a whole higher end, but at least now there's a man who knows what he's talking about in the restaurant industry, and he says it's ridiculous to pay $90 for chicken fingers.
I was speaking about great restaurants. I got a text from our buddy Mark Summers the other day. He's on vacation and he's taking this. Somebody had offered him this trip, and it's great. He's on this, this private yacht. And everything. It's amazing.
Yeah, I remember he was talking about it.
And he's in. He sent me a picture. It said at Positano. I'm not sure where that is.
Italy.
In Italy. Okay.
Yeah.
So then he sent me a picture. It said best restaurant I have ever been to. And if anybody knows restaurants, it's
him.
Mark Summers, and the restaurant is called Le Scoglio de Tommaso.
That's Italian for Burger King.
Oh, is that what it is? But he says the best restaurant he's ever been to.
Wow.
He was just there. I saw some of his social media posts. I was in Positano years ago, and it was probably one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to.
Nice.
You went on your honeymoon, right? Or is that a different time?
Yeah, it's the first husband.
It's a really good question. Wait, hold on. Let me think about this for a second.
All right. The other super duper expensive meals that you can find in the world, there's one at Sublimotion in Ibiza. It's called Sublimotion. And you will pay for a dinner about $1,757, it says here.
We're talking a dinner per person, right?
It is a 3-hour dining experience. That
comes with an accountant?
$1,700 per person. That's more than the average family will spend in an entire month on food.
I don't want to be there for 3 hours, though. That's the thing. 2 hours max.
Yeah, but if you're spending $1,700, I want to be there for the weekend.
Where are the good $1,700 fast food places?
So they said they create a spectacle for the eyes, ears, and taste buds. Music and art go along with the 15 to 20 course tasting menu. Want to talk to somebody who's had a really, really expensive meal?
Yeah.
We got Kelly on the line. Hi, Kelly. Good morning.
Good morning, bitches. What's up?
Hey, bitch. All right. So you went to a super duper expensive restaurant. What was it?
So it's called Dick Frutar. It's in Barcelona, Spain. And my husband and I went on our honeymoon. And at the time, it was not ranked as high, but currently it's the number 3 restaurant in the world.
Okay.
Wow.
And what did you have?
So we actually went for lunch, and we had what they called the Grand Prix menu, and that was 36 courses.
Okay.
It was insane. There was,
how are you still hungry?
4 of the courses alone were desserts.
Okay.
So it was
Casey's
just
on board.
And like the past caller just said, it's just so gastro. The things that they give you are so completely out of the box. I sat down and I cried because it's a Michelin-starred restaurant, and it has always been my dream to go to one at least. And it was at the end, dessert was so it was vanilla bean cotton candy, but they brought it out on what looked like an old cotton, like you would pick cotton off of a field.
Okay.
It was insane. Yeah. So, but let me tell you this though. So one course they bring out this insane, old, aged scotch, right? And they present this bottle to you, and they ask you to put out your hands, and they pour some into your hands. Well, me being the ignorant American, I slurped it up and drank it, and you were supposed to wash your hands with it so that way
That's great.
Really
That's
funny.
great. By the way, those mints in the latrine were delicious. Kelly, I would have thought the exact same
Totally.
thing.
You're thinking, it's a different culture. This is the way they do this. They're going to drink it this way. It's an aged scotch, for crying out loud.
It was too good to not try. Like, why am I washing my hands and shit?
Oh my God! So what was the final cost per person?
So it was like a little. It was more than our mortgage payment. It was about 17 and change.
Wow.
Yeah,
But you were there for your honeymoon, right? So you it was part of a dream come true, correct?
Oh yeah, it went on the credit card and like maxed it out immediately.
$1,700.
Was it worth it?
It was. It was very lost on my husband, but he was a trooper, and he tried a lot of things. But for me, as a chef, and as a pastry chef, like I've gone to culinary school, for me, it was a world-class experience. He was a trooper.
Can I ask you, Kelly, 36 courses you said, are you not completely to the point of vomiting at that point? Or, I mean, what kind of volume of food are we talking about?
So there's small portions, like think like when you see stuff on Top Chef, like they're not large portions. It's small. It's like it's like 2 to 3 bites. They taste it really well. You're there for 2.5 hours, and then like they retire you in your when you eat there, they retire you to this like indoor outside like sitting area where you like smoke cigarettes and drink cognac. So like you digest everything. It's not like we're eating this at a rapid pace.
I gotcha.
You're not like my husband could have ate after. Actually, I feel like.
No, well, and from where you're coming from, I can see why this should be important to you if you yourself are in that culinary world. But we're looking. I guess this is the Instagram page up here in the studio, and the stuff looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the chef was super nice. He came out to our table. He walked me through the kitchen. Like, I don't know how he like said that. I felt like an honor to meet him, but then he's like, "Oh, this is a chef from the United States," and I'm like, "Absolutely not. I am not you. Like, But it was incredible. I highly recommend.
That is cool.
Yeah, Cal, where are you a pastry chef?
So I'm your Mary Mead girl. I make all the baked goods at Mary Mead Farm.
Mary Mead Farm's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Preston stole your ice cream.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
Yeah, you got to come.
Thumbs up on the peanut butter chocolate, by the way. Excellent. I need more of that. All right. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
See you later. By the way, I got a text that says, on the heels of that really expensive dinner, it said, I, last night, had the meatloaf with 3 sides at Cracker Barrel.
Oh, man, that's great. And they throw in a free Meltilla CD.
And then somebody said, this is good. It says, I once took a girl to Olive Garden and then got her pregnant. Yep, that was an expensive dinner. All right, let me rip through a few more of these. So the most expensive meals in the world. In New York at Norma's, they have what's called the $1 zillion lobster frittata.
Frittata?
$2,000.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that's an expensive meal.
The omelet includes 10 ounces of Sevurga caviar, which is a big factor in price for those who can't afford to pay the cost. There's a smaller frittata with only 1 ounce of caviar available for just $200.
Have you ever
I think
had
it's disgusting.
caviar? I don't even know if I've had it.
I hate it. And anytime I've tried it, I mean, and I've had different types of roe before, even in sushi. Sometimes you get, salmon eggs and things like that, and it's a form of caviar.
Right.
I just don't like it. It's way too powerful of a flavor for me.
It's salty, right? Isn't
super duper salty. Yeah. Industry Kitchen in New York has what they call the 24K pizza. It's not $24,000.
Oh my God!
It's $2,700.
$2,700. Now I love pizza. We got one of those backyard pizza ovens. You hook up to a propane tank. And we've been making our own pizzas. It's really cool. But $2,700, what could possibly warrant that?
Well, it requires a 2-day advance order. And you are not paying for an average cheese and pepperoni pie. This pizza has Stilton cheese, foie gras, platinum Osetra caviar, once again with the caviar, truffles, and 24-karat gold leaves to top it off. That's stupid.
Forgive me, but what foie gras again is the...
it's goose liver.
Goose liver, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do like foie gras, which, I know it's not ethically a very good thing to have because they fatten up the birds, really. And
they staple them to death,
on the
don't
rarest of occasions, I will have it. But no, it's bad for the animal. It's considered cruel.
There's a picture of this very same pizza that you're talking about up in this. That does not look enticing to me
Looks
at all.
horrible.
Yeah.
Looks disgusting. All right.
It looks like paste with the stains on it.
At Fleur in Las Vegas, you can have the Fleur Burger 5,000, and that does cost you $5,000.
$5,000.
And it's just outside the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. Only the most expensive meat is used to flavor this $5,000 burger. The Wagyu beef costs about $100 per pound. Also adding to the high costs are truffles worth $1,500 per pound. The meal also comes with a bottle of 1995 Chateau Petrus.
Well, there you go.
Valued at $2,500.
So what is considered a better beef, Wagyu or Kobe?
Wagyu, I've heard, is by far the top of the line, but I'm not
The
sure.
ultimate.
See, this is cheating. You call this a burger and you charge $5,000, but you're throwing in a $2,500 bottle
Absolutely.
of champagne.
I agree 1,000%. It's
That's
like
bogus.
if you were to serve $90 chicken fingers with a Maserati, and then you claim that was the price of the meal, that doesn't work.
But still, if you think about a $2,500 bottle of spirit there, it's still a $2,500 burger on top of that, which is pretty steep.
Right.
So, Steve, here, Nick found this bit of information about Wagyu beef. It says Wagyu marbling is better tasting. That's the fat that goes through the meat. Wagyu fat melts at a lower temperature than any other cattle's, resulting in a rich, buttery flavor unseen in other strains of beef. This fat is also unsaturated and high in omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, meaning not only is Wagyu marbling more delicious, it's also more healthy.
Steve, the source on this, and I'm not kidding, is Steak University.
Really?
Out of Chicago, yeah.
Steak U.
My Chicago Steak, and they have their own little Steak University, and you can learn all about it.
SU.
All right. Two more items on the most expensive meals in the world. This one is at Renato Voila. In Salerno, Italy. And the Louis XIII pizza.
Okay.
And I'll bet you it comes with the booze,
Hey,
right?
come on.
Is that what that's bullcrap?
Louis XIII. When you go into a bar,
Right.
at the very, very top of the where they have the booze displayed, sometimes there's one bottle with a little light on it.
Yes.
That's Louis XIII.
So to me, you would have a pizza that would have this particular spirit mixed in with the dough or something like that, right? That would make it more. Otherwise, to me, it's not the exact cost of the meal.
So the pizza has toppings such as mozzarella di bufala, lobster, and caviar, all flown in from different parts of the world. And to top it off,
what am I talking about? I am talking about the need to eat pizza.
Here you go. It says the feast is served with Remy Martin Cognac, Louis XIII, and Champagne Krug Clos de Mesnil. Not de Menzies. Are you on de Menzies?
This is a red wine.
1995. Okay. And then the last one, which is the most expensive meal in the world, the Fortress Resort and Spa in Sri Lanka.
Oh.
And they have the Fortress Stilt Fisherman Indulgence.
Okay. A somewhat separate note. I saw Steve. I think this was History Channel. It was fascinating. It was richest people in history,
right?
And I never had seen anything about this fortress before. But this, I don't know if it's like a sultan or whoever, built this place. And if in today's standards, it would be the most expensive piece of real estate in the world. It's a fascinating look into and Preston, I guess this restaurant is right next to it or a part of it or whatever.
Okay. It's across from the Hooters.
It's a tourist attraction at this point, and so anybody can go and visit. But it's a really impressive place, and I had never heard of it until I saw this show on the History Channel.
Well, the Fortress Stilt Fisherman's Indulgence cost $14,500.
Right. Is this, Connor? Is this what we're looking at on the screen here?
This is stupid looking.
It's ridiculous. It looks like a game of mousetrap.
Steve, you are dude. Yes.
Right?
Yes. The guy on the little springboard that dives in, that's what it looks like.
Oh, you know what? I'll have chicken fingers and play mousetrap for much less.
So it's made on a special request, minimum of 24 hours notice.
Just the $90 fingers, Kathy, looking a lot better with this.
Yeah, seriously.
It's a dessert, by the way. It's a dessert that features Italian cassata flavored with Irish cream. I don't know what that is.
I might be in.
And is served with a pomegranate and mango compote. The base is a champagne sabayon adorned with it. Listen to this, Kathy. An 80-carat aquamarine stone.
Well,
there you
all
go.
over it.
So you're at a jewelry store.
Yeah.
And Dessert.
which is placed beneath a handcrafted chocolate stilt fisherman.
Well, you can get, there is the unlimited breadsticks at Olive Garden,
Right.
but there's one that costs $10,000 because it comes with rubies.
Yeah. All right. Anyhow, those are the most expensive meals in the world. So, yeah,
That's a type of living that is completely alien to
we
us.
just cushioned the $90 chicken fingers
Yeah.
quite a bit.
So if you go to Montauk, pay
Right.
$90 for chicken fingers,
This is
no
a
big
steal.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. By the way, real quick, I want to mention we have a new Daily Rush video that's up and running. It's called Beer, Social Diseases, and the Great Depression. Steve takes on a tour of Philadelphia's long history of women brewers and also their social diseases throughout the years. And you can be the first to see the newest Daily Rush by subscribing to our YouTube channel, which is sponsored by Xfinity's Gig Speed Internet. Learn more at xfinity.com. We're going to take a break, and when we get back, the lovely Danica McKellar will join us. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
93.3 WMMR presents Alice in Chains.
So that's what he seems like to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some I have not agreed with. Richard Gere, you would agree with, right?
Oh, yeah. I loved Richard Gere.
Yeah. It's interesting what floats their particular boat every year.
They usually pick somebody who's got something going on too, as far as being in the public eye in a big project, and they're successful as well.
In 1992, Nick Nolte won it.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, what did that picture look like, though?
I don't feel so good. In 92, it would have been fine. It would have been the time, I guess, around maybe the Prince of Tides.
Yeah, I mean, he's 51 at the time.
Yeah.
In 89, Sean Connery won it at age 59.
I have to poop.
Just a few other.
I have to poop now. So take your damn picture.
Take it now.
Take your picture now. I have to poop. He, I guess they were trying to show that an older guy could be.
Yeah, that was right when Last Crusade came out. And then Richard Gere won again in 99 at the age of 50, and Harrison Ford won in 98.
There you go.
At 56.
I'm thinking about that.
It was one of the more poop. Take your picture. Got to poop.
Long story short, I'm a murderer. My son is really into fish and fish tanks, so we bought one. I got one for his birthday, which was back in September, and it took me a while to get it up and running. It's the first time I've
remember
ever
you
owned
mentioning this. Yeah.
Fish tanks seem like a great idea.
They
at
do.
the time.
You know, and I'm actually like overall really happy with the purchase.
All right,
I have a friend named Cheryl who's been really helpful in guiding me through some of this stuff because I didn't know what I was doing.
Are there a lot of fish?
Initially, there were 4.
Okay.
Initially.
Well, Superman, macro, ice cream, and oh crap, a 4th one.
R.I.P.
No.
How big of a tank, by the way? How many gallons?
Like 29 gallons. So I went away this past weekend. I went up to North Central PA and came back, and Superman, who was the biggest of the fish, was dead.
Yep.
So, you know, it sucked because I knew that I was going to have to make a decision. And that decision was, do I tell my son whether or not this fish has died?
Right.
And
Is he super connected to it? Does he?
Well, it's his. I don't know. It's his fish tank. It's in his room. He picked out all the fish to go into the tank.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been very active in the decision making process. He named all of them.
I would get attached to my fish. Like I would be sad when they would die.
Yeah, and
I was.
They don't really have a ton of personality, but they have some, and then you sort of figure out which ones stayed at the bottom and which ones come to the top.
Which ones never move.
Which ones never move.
And
which
just
ones
sit there on the bottom.
Which ones hide behind the little hut at the bottom of the thing.
Which ones decompose.
Which ones decompose. Which ones eat other ones.
Yeah.
So I took Superman out with the little net and put him in the toilet and flushed him down, and he went to fish heaven.
Yeah.
So this was over the weekend. It's now.
Where's that coming from? It's so damn loud. There we go. Okay. Go ahead.
So it's now Wednesday, and I have yet to tell my son. And so I don't know. Here's the quandary. Do I inform my son of what has happened with the fish and teach him the lessons of life and that death is a part of life and that we move on? Or do I just go out and get a replacement fish and pretend like it never happened?
I tell you what is an easy swap out is a turtle.
Yeah.
Those little turtles.
There's a great storyline in the movie My Blue Heaven. Joan Cusack accidentally knocks a turtle into the garbage disposal.
Well, speaking of the garbage disposal, about 2 years ago, actually it was a Christmas present. Santa brought Jace a betta fish, a pretty red betta fish, and I was cleaning out the nice vase that the betta fish lived in, and I put it in like a little cup, and that damn thing jumped out of the cup. I guess I filled it up too high and went into the sink, and Jace is sitting there. I remember he was eating lunch and he was sitting watching the whole thing, and I was like, oh, the fish, and I was like, don't move, don't jump, don't flap anywhere, because he was in the sink.
Yes.
So I tried to cover him with my hand so he wouldn't go down the drain. Well, he did, and I freaked out, and I was like, he's down there, he's still alive, what do I do? So great idea, I turned the garbage disposal on.
Oh my God!
What am I gonna do?
What are you?
You're a murderer.
Oh my God! My child is trapped in the wood chipper. Turn it on.
Steve, and he is staring at me, watching the whole thing with these big eyes.
What could
I don't think
possibly
he knew.
make you think that?
You can reach down in
I
there
did.
and
I
get
couldn't
it.
find him. I couldn't.
Oh,
find
you couldn't
him.
see him?
No.
Use a flashlight?
No, I couldn't find him. It was like, and it was so fast. Like I was like, oh, I'll just turn the garbage disposal on, and I quick hit
What,
the
like to put it out of its misery?
Yeah, because he couldn't breathe.
Listen, at some point,
Can't breathe.
if you could not find it, because believe it or not, at the bottom of the garbage disposal, there is a ridge that goes, or at least in mine,
Yeah.
and if it got under there and you couldn't get it out, what are you going to let it suffocate?
Yeah. But it's a fish, right?
I know, yeah.
And is there water in that disposal?
No, it's dry down there.
Oh,
unless
okay.
you,
Then I misunderstand.
I didn't know what to do. Poor thing watched the whole thing. And
Quick, turn it on.
Quick, kill it! Kill it! Mommy wants you to kill it.
I didn't know what to do.
Jace, we're going to teach you a lesson now. You have to turn the garbage
No,
disposal on.
God, no. Stop it.
Kill it. Come on. Spartan mom.
Is that for Kathy?
Me? Are you kidding? Everyone here is freezing.
You guys all have coats on, don't you?
Yeah.
Look at all the ladies who are
Everyone
putting their coats on.
has coats on.
I'm cold.
You should put a coat on, Kathy.
I have a coat and a blanket. You should wear a T-shirt if you're going to sweat constantly.
He doesn't sweat, though. His pits have been shut off.
Well, he's hot as hell. Take your jacket off.
Oh, and that's just
I put one on. You take yours off.
She said it. She said it. I knew it.
He's hot as hell.
Hot as hell.
You said it. There's a little.
Oh, no. I slipped.
There's a little struggle with the thermostat here in the studio this morning.
The main struggle is that it doesn't work at all.
Well, that's the problem. Casey complains
Well, it's not accurate.
that it's all the way up. It's like it's mental for him. He sees that it's all the way up. Meanwhile, it's still freezing in here. It does nothing to move it, and then he moves it down, and it becomes an icebox.
I think the thermostat was made in another country because cold is spelled cod and heat is hort.
Kathy, there is an official sign on the thermostat.
I know, but Casey, I
look at
can't
it,
take
read
it.
it.
Literally, when you walk in here and it feels like an icebox, that's ridiculous. I'll work with you, but it's an icebox.
It's only an icebox when you're in here.
No, that's not true. Look around. Everyone is bundled up because it's freezing.
She is making a point. They are bundled up. It's
cold.
What if you both made love?
Ew. Hell no.
Would that help?
Stick me in an icebox and let me die there.
Wow. So I'm taking that as a no.
By the way, do you call the refrigerator an icebox?
No.
Okay.
The
Because some people.
refrigerator, I can handle refrigerator temperature. I can't handle icebox temperature.
Wow. Is your friend here? Is your
I want to
monthly friend
curse.
here?
I want to curse so bad. That's how effing cold it is in here.
Is your friend we call your friend Daredevil?
No!
Always.
Not yet!
It's coming, isn't it?
Well, here's a question, and I mean, there you have needs. What if in space and long missions, if you're taking care of yourself, what does that look like? Right? I mean, because there seems to be a whole bunch of ports in that thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Something's got to fit.
This looks good.
I don't know.
This looks like Lisa Ann.
Somebody's had to have done that, right?
Of course.
To
All
bang
the
a
people-
how in all the years and people up in space, you mean to tell me someone's never rubbed one out?
Yeah. No, I'm saying somebody's had to have done that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
They're on the space station for a year at
That's
a time.
actually what caused the Apollo 13 issue.
Right.
It wasn't, the mixture wasn't correct.
Oh my God, we have a problem.
What did you do?
I mean, what about like
I didn't mix the fuel right.
What about like actual sex?
I don't know. Maybe
there have been men and women up together.
There's a married couple that went
a married couple up together. So
Oh,
yes,
then,
there would have to be.
Did
That's the
it?
first
You
thing you
kidding
have
me?
to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
let's
50
get-
Mile High Club. You
But
kidding me?
I mean, if we're talking about serious long-term space travel, it's going to be a part of it, right? So, like, and eventually, if we're going to colonize on Mars, that has to be studied.
It's just not talked about.
Kathy,
There's
that
not
would be,
talk about it.
You would the hand you would consider with those huge space gloves.
Yeah, she wouldn't have to worry about it.
All right, okay. This is really big. I can do this.
A bigger hand doesn't make it better.
No, I mean talking about not getting any mess on you. Anyway,
Kathy uses Hulk hands at home.
But in order to do that, because you're in zero gravity and you're floating all over the place,
you'd
You'd
need some
have to
anchors.
secure yourself.
You'd have to have something to hang on to.
because they sleep basically.
One would be strapped down. Yeah, they tie you in.
Strapped
like a
to-
bag.
strapped to the
Yeah.
wall.
So they'd figure it out. I'll bet you if there was a married couple up there, it was
Listen.
part of their experiments because they're up there doing experiments all the time.
If they're doing poop and pee and all of these things that they're trying to
Yeah,
perfect,
come
that
on.
they're going to perfect what is a human necessity.
and I have to see video of this.
Various
Absolutely.
positions, I would imagine, right? To try and figure out which ones are the most.
We are attempting doggy style.
Yep.
Proceed with doggy style. We are having a little bit of issue here. We're going to take this outside the craft.
Odyssey, have you tried the cowgirl yet?
69. Not tried the cowgirl yet. 69. In 3, 2, 1. We have achieved 69. Yeah, this is Houston. We got you, and everything's looking good. I would grab her ankles a little tighter in an effort to solidify head position in the appropriate groinal area. We got that.
All right.
NASA can reduce sex to completely mechanical.
Totally. Sex experiment.
Tell her she's a pretty girl. Tell her she's a very pretty girl.
Please welcome from The Last Witch Hunter, Elijah Wood and Rose Leslie to our program. Good morning, guys. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi there.
Good to see you.
All right, so you're in hyper promo mode for this. You're on tour and doing,
Hyper
promo mode because it's coming out.
Yeah, in fact, you guys are leaving.
Initiate hyper promo.
I like that. Yeah.
When did you get into Philly? And you guys are leaving later on this afternoon, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got in late last night. Well, not that late. No, we kind of landed around about 7.
Yeah, we landed.
Yeah, we didn't land. We definitely
No, the
didn't
train
land.
just
we
sort of
arrived.
like arrived to the station. We took a train
I
from
flew
New York.
in, but yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's what you both got here is the essential point of the
Train
whole thing.
landings are very sweet.
Well, let's talk about the movie a little bit, and then we're going to geek out on you guys because we're fans of a ton of your work.
Ah, cool.
But The Last Witch Hunter, so Vin Diesel is starring as this main character in this.
Yes.
And there are a lot, like I said, there are a lot of names. There are you two, and also
Michael Caine?
is in this
Right.
movie as well.
Yes.
But this is an original story. This is one that we haven't come across before. It's not coming from books or franchise or anything along those lines.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what the whole plot line of this film is.
Vin Diesel's character, he plays Calder, who is an 800-year-old immortal witch hunter.
Okay.
And he's basically keeping black magic at bay. So black magic is illegal.
Right.
And that would be the scourge for which would be a danger to humanity.
And they're good. You are a good witch. No,
I
not
play a good
not in an
Not
Oz
in the
reference.
Glinda variety,
Yeah, you're not in a Glinda variety, but he is reticent to do so, but you prove an ally to him, and you, Elijah, are an ally because you are. How's it pronounced? It's a Dolan.
A Dolan, yeah.
Right, not as in Mickey Dolenz, but in
Wait, isn't that don't they do deliveries at home?
That's a doula.
That's a doula.
A doula.
Yeah.
But you are there's an order of priests, correct?
Yes, correct.
That provide protection to these to this immortal character that Vin Diesel is playing.
Indeed, yeah.
Calder.
So basically, Dolans are priests in a long line of priests tasked with serving Calder, the witch hunter, and basically aiding in sort of in the background of his effort.
Are you obviously? Preston's been geeking out about Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
And I know, Elijah, you are a big Game of Thrones fan.
Huge Game of Thrones.
Was that
fan.
a detraction while making The Last Witch Hunter that
It
you
was
were
that Rose was going to be in the film? Yes, it was.
Totally, right?
It really was. Yeah.
Yeah, I had read the books, and
I'm such a nerd for it. I flew to Belfast once, and as I was landing at Belfast Airport, I literally was humming the theme song. That's how much of a wow.
Yeah, wow. I'd read
going to the land of Game of Thrones.
Reading the books, I loved the character Ygritte in the book, and then they eventually presented you in the show, and I'm like, oh my god, we love having our next guest on.
Yes,
she's an actress, she's a mathematician, she's an author, she's a pretty cool person all around, I'd say, right?
She's done Hallmark Christmas movies,
of course,
and that alone. Yeah, for me, that's everything.
Please welcome, and by the way, she's promoting her new book, which is called Double Puppy Trouble, which you can find at doublepuppytrouble.com. I'm sure you can probably find it pretty much anywhere, too.
Yes.
Please welcome the amazing Danica McKellar to the show. Hi there, Danica.
Hello. Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing great. Good to have you on again. Yet, how many books now for you, Danica?
This is my 11th McKellar math book.
Oh, my goodness.
So the last one was The Times Machine, right? The last one was,
yes,
and
yes.
they all have wonderful conceits to them. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is about math and doubling numbers. And I don't know if I'm correct on this, but I've always liked those things. I remember even as a kid, like the thing used to be if you took a penny and you doubled it and you did this, those kind of things always fascinated me. Is that kind of what the focus of the book is on?
Yes, well, so it's a story, it's a picture book. It's a fun story that sneaks some math in it, sneaks in the concept of doubling. And then at the very end of the book, I do this sort of this epilogue type add-on where I say, okay, well, if you picked one lemon off a tree the first day, then 2 lemons, and then 4 lemons, and then I double it, by the end of like the 31st day of the month, it's over 1 billion lemons you have to pick that day. So, yeah, so what you're talking about, I definitely show. In the book, the numbers only get up to 1,024. But what it does, so it's this book about this little girl who wants more of everything. And be careful what you wish for, because she finds a magical stick that if you point it at something and push the button, that thing will double. She points with her puppy, and the button gets stuck. So the puppies keep doubling and doubling. And so it's 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. And it's just puppy mayhem. And these puppies just spilling out of the house in every room. They're getting into everything. They're taking baths. They're putting on their clothes, running down the halls, sliding down banisters, and it's just so cute. I mean, I show how the numbers double. To me, one of my missions in life is to make math approachable and fun and not scary. And what could be less scary or less
than puppies?
Intimidating. They're like puppies. I mean, puppies, they're so cute. So creating this association with little kids in big numbers that's fun and just adorable just seemed like a great idea, and people are loving it, and I couldn't be more thrilled.
No, these are really successful, and honestly, I was not a math person. I mean, I did okay, and if I had this kind of approach, I'm sure I would have embraced it a little bit earlier. There is an attraction on some level because, we're all into different elements of science, and it can be daunting though. In those initial stages, and I think this is what schools did wrong for so long. You became a math enthusiast in college, correct?
Yes. I mean, I always liked a good challenge, but if you'd asked me if I liked math in middle school and high school, I was like, yeah, but it's hard,
Yeah.
And in middle school, actually, it was a very pivotal time for me. In 7th grade, I was terrified of math, and we had a new teacher come in midway through the year who changed it all, and suddenly the same exact things were doable. They were accessible to me, and that's when I first learned, although I didn't realize it at the time, that presentation is everything when it comes to math, because math is a foreign language, and you've got to translate it properly, and you can mess that up easily, or you can present it to kids in a way that does make sense.
I assume that for someone like yourself, it's like, so I like crossword puzzles. My family and I, we do escape rooms and things like that. So I like going through the process of solving the riddle, of figuring out how to answer this. And I assume it's the same. Now, I didn't catch the math bug didn't catch me in that regard, but I assume it's akin to something like that for you, right?
Absolutely. It's like solving puzzles, but the value in it isn't so much about that. I mean, it's related. The value for kids is it sharpens your brain. Math sharpens your brain. And when you stick with it and you don't give up on yourself, you teach yourself all kinds of lessons. Not only are you going to be better at finances, but you're going to teach yourself a lesson of fortitude and facing challenges and not backing down. You teach yourself that you're stronger and smarter than you thought when you finally get that math problem correctly. And I can't, oversell the importance of kids gaining that confidence at a young age, because that will carry through to all parts of life. Math is simply a tool. If you end up becoming a scientist or mathematician, then you're gonna literally use the stuff you're learning. But if you don't, that's okay. The way you program your brain is everything as a kid.
Danica, I think you've been a clue and/or an answer on Jeopardy several times. And the other night, Jeopardy had a category that was about prime numbers. And I'm okay at math. I did pretty well in school, but prime numbers always stump me. Are you good at prime numbers? Do you know them? Have you memorized them?
Well, prime numbers are just numbers that don't have any factors except for one in themselves. And there are branches of mathematics that do super in-depth studies of prime numbers, and there are formulas. I mean, I studied prime numbers a little bit in college. They're awesome. I mean, what was the question?
He's wondering have you memorized them? Can you rattle off just a whole ton of them?
You can't memorize them. I mean, they're an infinite number of them.
Right. Yeah, okay.
It's like saying have you memorized all of pi? Well, not all of pi.
No, but there are people who will give you 36 characters of pi, and it's impressive.
Yeah.
We didn't know if you did that with prime numbers.
She's too busy to do that.
I haven't really thought about it.
She's writing kids' books, yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you a more important question.
2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. I mean, you could.
There you go.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I
23, 31.
So,
but does it piss you off as much as it pisses me off that Amazon Prime Day was on 7/14 and not 7/13?
That is hilarious. I never thought about that. Now it does. Now it bothers me.
Now
she's mad. Now she's mad.
Yeah. We had a bad question from Nick, and now this one's got her all pissed off. Look what we did.
Damn it.
Oh, my gosh.
That's so funny. No, I love you guys so much for even bringing that up. I love that. That's so awesome. Yes, Prime Day should be on a prime number.
It makes sense, right?
Danica, at the top of the conversation, Steve had mentioned the Hallmark films, and is that continuing? Do you do more of those, or are you done? Or I mean, you've done several of them, but is that still going to be part of your future?
So I've done 16 Hallmark Channel movies. Wow. I'm doing movies for a new channel now called Great American Family.
Yes.
The man who ran Hallmark Channel for 20 years started a new network. So Great American Family, I've done one for them so far. It was called The Winter Palace. It was actually going to re-air on the 13th, and we like prime numbers. I think it's 5 o'clock, maybe on the East Coast. Anyway, yes, I think it might be 8 o'clock on the East Coast.
So you're not.
Yeah. So on Saturday it's going to re-air The Winter Palace, and then I'm going to be doing a Christmas movie for Great American Family that I can't discuss details on yet, but that'll probably be out early December on Great American Family. So go find that channel. It's a new channel. It's awesome. It's very similar to Hallmark Channel.
Okay.
So now there's just more places to find friendly, happy movies.
Are you exclusive to that channel, or can you go back and forth? Because I know you were doing the Matchmaker Mysteries as well.
Yeah, well, to discuss the details of my contract, I'm exclusive with Great American Family for rom-coms and Christmas movies. But if Hallmark wanted to do mysteries, I would absolutely do it. I mean, they canceled most of their mystery series a few months before I went over to Great American Family. In fact, they just were sort of revamping things and rethinking things. And one of the things they did was to halt production on all the mysteries. So I don't know why. I don't understand that. I thought they were super fun.
Well, so did I, damn it.
All right. Well, in the meantime, we have Double Puppy Trouble to occupy our time for. It's a children's book. It's for math. What age do you recommend the book for, Danica?
You know, it's a super fun book with puppies, so kind of any age, but the prime age, I'm just going to use that number a lot now. Prime age for this book would be ages 4 to 8 or 4 to 9, and so that they get something out of the doubling lesson itself and not just looking at cute pictures of puppies. But if you've got a younger kid, too, they're going to love it. These puppies are so cute. Jose Massey, the illustrator, did an amazing job. Same illustrator as the Times Machine, because the Times Machine, my multiplication division book that you brought up, that one has such complicated illustrations. And I thought, you know what? If anybody can handle drawing hundreds of puppies, and yes, there are hundreds of puppies on some of the pages, I knew she'd be the one who could do that.
Excellent. All right.
Did a great job.
I love the idea.
Yep. Keep up the great work, Danica. We appreciate you checking in. And
sorry about Nick's question.
Yeah.
That was a damn good question. You'll be thinking about prime numbers all day.
All right. Danica McKellar, guys. Thank you, Danica. I'll see you later. All right.
I knew what you were going for, though. Like sometimes you can reel off.
She's too smart. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? To her, that was like, what are you talking about question. But
Yeah.
the rest of us are like, well, so do you know them all?
Yeah. Do you know numbers?
So get off your act, let's do some math. Math.
Now we have a math song.
Oh, that's excellent.
That's from School
Jack-
of Rock. School of
yeah.
Rock. Yes. Almost said Back to School. Different movie. Way different.
Back to
movie.
School of Rock.
What was I going to mention? There was something about numbers I was
You
going
know
to
what
mention.
occurred to me, by the way? Well, you're thinking about the number thing? I mean, we usually completely fall apart on Wednesday after a vacation. I think we're doing okay.
My energy level is good.
It's not bad.
It's really good. Like, God, I feel great. Actually, yeah, I'm surprised. Normally by the third day back is I'm hitting a brick wall, but it's probably going to be right after the show.
Anybody take any naps this week?
No.
I did, yeah. Yeah.
I went to bed before 8:30, though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, good for you. I consider that a win. If I go to bed by like 8:30, I'm like, yes.
That was a perfect day. My wife rubbed ointment on my leg. I had some pudding. It was a Matlock double feature, and I went to bed at 7.
I remember what I was going to mention about math and formulas and things like that was so in Stranger Things in the 3rd season,
right?
They bring up a thing that becomes an important plot point. It's called Planck's constant.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by those things, like these famous numbers for whatever reason there is. There was also in the Da Vinci Code, I learned about the Fibonacci sequence.
Oh, right, yeah.
And
all these classic.
Yeah, that these people in that realm are like, oh, yes, of course. Well, they know what it is automatically. I have no idea what Planck's constant is, but did you find it, Nick?
It's like Pfeffermeyer's integers.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Fluffermeyer he's underrated.
Well, he's ahead of his time, really.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Fluffermeyer's
Integers. Yeah. Very well known.
Let's see. Is there a quick description of what this is?
No, there's not. No, it's long
really?
and complicated, and there's just it's way beyond.
Do you know what
us,
they
yeah.
used to actually? They used to have on when Big Bang Theory was on. They actually had a number of math geeks and physicists and so on and so forth that would sort of populate their scripts with these things, Preston. You'd hear this stuff mentioned fairly often, along with things like Occam's razor and stuff like that. These long-held conceits that you forget. Schroeder's cat, stuff like that.
What's the one that's if anything can go wrong, it will.
Yeah.
Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And
Right.
then
So
there's Murphy's wood polish,
oil.
Murphy's oil.
Yeah.
The Planck constant, here you go. Planck's constant is a fundamental physical constant of foundational importance in quantum mechanics.
Okay, so that means like the heat of the meat plus the torque of the dork
is equal to the angle of the dangle.
Okay.
What would that thing be called? That's got to have a name to it. The constant gives a relationship between the energy of a photon and its frequency. And by the mass energy equivalence, the relationship between mass and frequency.
There's the
One of those.
sequence in the Stephen Hawking film.
In The Theory of Everything.
Theory of Everything, where
Yeah.
he's presenting his thesis,
Mm-hmm.
and they're arguing the different, and I'm like, oh my God,
I know.
I'm so staggeringly stupid.
Listen, man.
I do love that scene where they're picking apart his
Yeah,
thesis and they're
yeah.
going, man, this is not very original.
Right,
You really
right.
gave up on that, blah, blah, blah. And you're like,
You're so
wow.
stupid.
You're so dumb. And then they hit it with the last theory and they're like, brilliant,
Yeah.
amazing, groundbreaking, incredible. Never
Right.
seen anything like it. I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Case?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a.
Do you have a new theory that you wanted to put out there?
No.
String cheese theory?
There's an image that allows me to remember Fibonacci's sequence, and it Preston, I brought it up on the screen, and otherwise this if I don't have a visual cue on it, a lot of times it just escapes me.
Yes.
And so for Fibonacci's
Like
sequence,
A Beautiful Mind.
Maybe
he sort of
maybe
sees, maybe
I'm like John Nash, but
what is the sequence?
It's this. 1 + 1 is 2, and then so the sequence is 1 1 2 3 5 8 13 21, and then so on.
Right.
But the way you get there, Casey, is you add the
First two digits are
numbers.
1 and 1. They add together to make 2.
Right.
Then you add the 1 before the 2. 2 + 1 is 3. 3 + 2 is 5. 5 + 3 is 8. You get it? Mm-hmm. It's the one
Up,
that comes
down,
before.
down.
Left, right, left, right.
But that's a sequence.
It is a sequence.
You
yeah.
remember that, like whatever memorization technique works for you, go with it.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on. Let me go to Gavin, is an engineering student, wants to explain some constants and so on. Hi, Gavin. Good morning.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
What's up, buddy?
Yo, so in the many math classes that I've taken, I've kind of gotten the idea that a constant is basically a number that somebody comes up with to make an equation work.
Okay.
So basically, if you make an equation, if you want to figure out the velocity at a certain point in time of this ball that you've invented, you can fit Casey's constant, and Casey's constant will go into that equation. And by some fine tuning on higher level math, you can make it so that constant can always go into that equation and make the inputs that you put into the equation spit out what you want.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, Casey's constant would be flatulence. Because he farts all the time.
How many in the world of mathematics, how many of these things are in existence, Gavin?
I'd say that there are probably 2 or 3 that come up in each class that I take. I remember in physics there was Boltzmann's constant, Planck's constant. And,
Constantinople.
Well, that was Istanbul at one point.
Right. No, so there's again, I learn all my stuff through Big Bang Theory as hard
I know.
TV. How stupid is that? But yeah, they're always coming up with something that seems to be rooted in fact. So, but it's not like there are hundreds of thousands of these. There are a finite set of them. Correct?
Yeah, but it's you can always come up with more constants.
Yeah,
okay.
It's evolving.
I gotcha.
You can make a new equation that gives you the amount of fart that Casey's going to put out in a single day, and that'll require a constant.
Casey's constant.
Thanks, Gavin.
I am so bereft of the ability to process. It's just not the way my mind works.
There was the movie Gifted with Chris Evans in it, and
Right.
It's about a girl genius, and her her mother was a genius as well, and it's about this goal of trying to solve this somewhat unsolvable math equation of sorts, and that's just like that. Some people, that's what they do. They just work on trying to solve these. I'm using the wrong term.
That's all right.
Solve a
cabbage
equation.
I don't know if it's an equation. What?
I'm singing Salve. It's a church song. This is where my brain's going.
Okay.
All right. So
Casey's in church
You
right
mentioned
now.
Gifted, and I was like, oh my God, that was a girl who played
his
young
mind,
Carol
he's-
Danvers in Captain Marvel. And then you said Salve, and then I sang the church song.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
Casey, you're not alone because somebody texted in the only constants I know is fry.
Constance
Constance Fry. Constance Fry.
See? That's where we go. And Steve, you said
Pretty tight
Arkham's
at all.
razor instead of Occam's razor because you were thinking of Arkham's Asylum.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, Batman. Yeah, Occam's, yeah.
We're a bunch of idiots.
Yay! All right. Well, I'm getting.
Because I just tweeted out a bunch of Batman pictures.
Right? See? It makes sense.
That's how distracted I am.
Casey's going to find Constance Fry for you. Would that be in Trading
we got
Places?
it. Yep.
Is that it? Hang on. Here we go.
Say the car, my friend. Neath the elms we sing our tone.
It eventually gets to
Brothers to the end.
the Constance Fry part.
Muffy in the bathroom stall. Margaret by the lake. Susan down in Whitsley Hall. Constance on the make.
By the way, where's Wixley Hall?
No, I don't know.
It's got to be an actual.
Yeah.
At Penn?
place they're referencing.
Did they go to
And
Penn?
This was in Philadelphia.
No,
so.
Harvard.
Harvard. They were Harvard boys?
Yeah, doesn't he say Harvard in
Harvard? Like,
yeah.
oh boy, he went to Harvard. But that was Winston, or what was his name? Winthorpe.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
Winthorpe?
Let's
get to the. Here's the Constance Fry.
Constance Fry, Constance Fry. Anytime you'd call, Constance would fulfill your needs. Winter, spring, or fall.
And we ended up there.
There we are.
Hey,
See, we know math.
I want to completely switch gears and send out a congratulations to a young man who just became a father, and he happens to be the son of our former co-worker, Marilyn Russell, Matthew Russell.
Oh, my God.
And his wife gave birth to a baby named Morgan Lily, and on my son Parker's birthday. On the 8th. How sweet is that?
That's amazing.
Isn't that cool?
So your oldest and now his oldest.
Yeah. 7 pounds, 1 ounce. And we congratulate Matt's a great kid. He's awesome. And
known him forever.
We watched him growing up and, working with Marilyn. And that's part of the reason why she left the show was to spend more time with her son as he was, he was starting to become, approach teenage years. And she's like, I'm going to miss out on these things.
Got to be there for that.
And we totally understood. And that's why when Marilyn left the show, it was like, dude, I totally get it. Do what you got to do.
Got to do what you got to do.
I hated to see her go, but I'm very, very happy for Matt. He called me a few months ago just to check in, and he was telling me about the impending baby. So I'm very happy that things.
That's excellent.
That's
Wow,
really cool.
Yeah. She's coming into town, I think.
Is she?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Ms. Russell.
Ms. Russell.
Yep.
Grandma.
Grandma.
Oh my God.
That's right. Yeah. I saw this story. I thought was kind of interesting, and
Grandma.
thought you guys might like to hear. It's fairly local. There are 2 Susquehanna River islands in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
That have been in the same family for over a century, and they're now up for sale.
Oh, is one of them the one that has the Statue of Liberty on it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No, you're thinking of New York.
Yeah. That's,
No, there's like a.
You're thinking of
Ellis Island is right next to it.
Right. Yeah.
There's an island just north of
Wolverine destroyed the top.
There's an island in the Susquehanna just north of Harrisburg that has a replica of the Statue of Liberty on it, and I was wondering.
It's not that one.
Okay.
So, brothers Robert and John Ensminger are selling Independence Island and Bailey's Island as a pair.
How big are these islands? Are there estates on both of them?
No, they're not. They're actually pretty small.
Okay.
But they're on the Susquehanna River.
Finally, at Niagara Falls,
Oh, man.
I found him again. He was standing there with his back to the falls.
Hang on.
All eternity behind him and retribution finally staring him in the face. When I saw him standing there, the man who had ruined my life, the man who had stolen my wife and my baby, the man who had made of me a miserable wanderer over half the face of the earth. When I saw him standing, all the pent-up emotion of years
Okay, this will make sense in a moment because this is on the Susquehanna River.
of suffering welled up within me and with murder in my heart.
Step by step.
Step by step, I crept upon him, and when I felt his hot breath on my cheek, I struck.
Actually, this makes no sense at all.
No, I thought Susquehanna was in that.
No, what you're thinking of, there is a classic Abbott Costello bit about the Susquehanna Hat Company.
This is great.
This is another skit. Slowly I turned, step by step. The Abbott Costello thing is, they go out and he's selling for Susquehanna hats. And so, would you like to buy a Susquehanna hat?
Yeah.
My husband was wearing a Susquehanna hat the day he died. A safe fell on his head, and the hat failed to protect. So everybody is has a horrible story connected to these very benign hats.
I love, though, that Preston was like, hold on. It's going to make sense in a minute.
And then it didn't.
And then it made no sense
And then
at
it
all.
made no sense.
What's that about Murphy's Law?
Yeah. Example of that. Right there.
Yeah, great.
Bill is shaking his head.
He is shaking his head.
He's shaking his head at that.
Find the Abbott Costello. Well, it's a long bit. Forget about it.
So anyhow, there are 2
river islands that are up for sale in Harrisburg if you want to buy them. Brothers Robert and John Ensminger are selling Independence Island and Bailey's Island as a pair. The asking price is $150,000.
That's oddly affordable.
But it's negotiable.
I mean, if you're going to buy a house, just buy an island.
Robert said, if somebody wants them, we'll take a look at any offer.
You want them?
Bailey's Island is about 2.5 acres. That's small. While Independence Island is about 5 acres, although it used to be slightly larger before the river reclaimed some of it.
Oh yeah, and it's thin.
Yeah, these are not what you think when you think island.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's a strip of land in the middle of the river.
It's
like 2 beavers and a goose living on it?
Yeah.
It's quite literally right up the river from 3 Mile Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where
That's
is.
one of the selling points.
Yeah. 3 Mile Island is right next to the Harrisburg International Airport.
The Long and Foster
It's gorgeous, that area.
listing invites prospective buyers to own a piece of history. Rarely will you find an island come up for sale, and here's an opportunity for to have two, they said.
These actually look like sandbars.
The brothers' great-grandfather operated a small recreation park with a dance hall, a water slide, and a ferry there in the early 1900s.
Say, I'm going out to the island to have some fun.
And
They got hoochie-coochie girls out there.
a photo in the Harris.
You know, on that little piece of mud in the middle of the river. And everyone is so delusional it calls it an island. It's a mud stain in Pittsburgh, no less.
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg.
Close enough.
It's like where people who are in the river could hang out for a hot minute.
Right. So a photo in the Harrisburg Telegraph in 1916 showed some
If you dip your foot in the river on the other side, the island disappears.
some 4,000 people gathering on the island seeking relief from a heat wave.
What are we looking at again?
That was in 1916. Also, the Keystone Aquatic Club had a bathhouse on the island at some point. So now, however, it's mostly a hangout spot for pontoon boaters. So
it just sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
So it had a bathhouse there at one point.
If you're into man-on-man love, it's the perfect place to visit.
What is a bathhouse?
Thank you. I wanted to know the same thing, Kathy.
I was thinking the same thing.
Usually, when you think about it, they were the classic. There were the gay bathhouses of where Bette Midler got started years ago.
34th Street Beach in Ocean City. They have a little area. So if you're a day tripper, you just go down for the day. You can spend the day on the beach, and then they have showers that you can. It's like $5 or something like that, and you can take a shower there. Is that what a bathhouse?
Well,
is?
it says, and Connor called up the wig explanation, but it's for the purposes of bathing. But I think over the years they got a little bit more of a reputation to them.
So here you go. Here's a Wikipedia description of it says public bathing. So I guess it'd be considered a not public.
Everyone's bathing together with their publics.
Public baths originated when most people in population centers did not have access to private bathing facilities. Though termed public, they had often been restricted according to gender, religious affiliation, personal membership, and other criteria.
But a bathhouse seems right in your wheelhouse, Kathy, where you can go in public and shower and bathe with the public. How wonderful.
I mean, they love the bathhouses in John Wick, do they not?
Oh, they do. But those are like the style that you... I think, I don't know if Plato's Retreat was years ago in the early 70s, was an offshoot of a bathhouse. It was like a swingers sex club. At least for a while, they had that reputation. I'm sure they started purely for...
I remember hearing the term, bathhouse and where performances and things like that took place, but I never really... I mean, are there actual showers and baths and things at those places, or was that just a
used
term?
To be?
Or is that a term that was just adopted?
Barry Manilow's career started playing. They put on shows and stuff like that.
Okay,
Nick,
so
pull the Wikipedia page back up, please.
The new Joseph Anthony at the Lowe's.
The Lowe's,
which
yes.
I really want to check that out. Don't they? They have
It's amazing.
They have a Turkish bath.
Yeah, I did it.
Okay, what is that?
Well, what theirs is you lay in this room and basically a woman, she does a body scrub and exfoliates and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, their shower, they shower you down if you want.
Okay, so it's like a massage, but there is water involved and
Yeah, at least Marissa and I went there and we filmed a promotional video for it.
Ooh.
So I didn't do the full hour-long Turkish bath, but
You seem kind of tense. You want a back rub?
stop it. No, will you stop? He ruins everything.
Well, I'm having a volcanic orgasm.
Oh my God. Kaboomba.
Kaboomba.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
That was it right there.
What was the first? No, a wave. It was more of a wave.
It was more like a light wave.
I'm hanging 10 on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a massage. I think it's just a cleansing, exfoliating experience.
There are all sorts of yes. These have been around forever. The Turkish bath. And,
By the way,
all that stuff.
Does exfoliating mean like removing the dead skins from your cells?
Yeah.
That's pretty. Or it's not from your cells. The dead skin from
We
your.
remove the cells from your blood.
The dead skin cells from the top layer of your skin.
It's like they suck the marrow out of your spinal column.
Your epidermis. Okay.
Makes your skin feel soft.
I'm sure silky smooth.
Silky.
By the way,
thing Predator would do to you.
So it says here, in addition to their hygienic function, public baths have also been social meeting places.
Yes.
They've included saunas, massages, and other relaxation therapies as are found in modern day spas. As the percentage of dwellings containing private bathrooms has increased in some societies, the need for public baths has diminished, and they are now almost exclusively used recreationally.
There is a documentary on the Times Square area, Manhattan, and again, in this time period, the early 70s, where they would have live sex. I mean, the way you'd go in and sit there and watch someone do a mime show or stand-up comedy, people sitting that close to people on stage having full sex.
Yeah.
And they had performers who had become celebrities. And the guy worked with this one guy in particular that they highlight, worked with his wife, and 5 or 6 times a day, that'd be their thing, you know?
Yeah, I would say, my sister and I went to Paris in 1989, 1990, something like that. And they had live sex shows on stage. We didn't go to one.
Right.
I was with my sister, but they were up front trying to get you in. And
Angie,
literally,
you want to go check out the live sex show?
They were literally saying live sex on stage.
Yeah,
and that's what they would do.
I don't know. That doesn't exist anymore. How could
I do not know.
I'm sure COVID put a dent in that.
Somewhere in parts of the world, I'm sure that it does. But, all right.
Ask Johnny Ola.
Hang on. I'm going to go to, he knows all the places. Let me go to Bernadette. Hey, Bernadette, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Wonderful. What's up, Bernadette?
And I used to use those bathhouses in the early 70s in Ocean City. We would spend the day on the beach, and then around evening time, take a shower, real quick shower, and it cost like $3-4.
So basically,
take a quick shower and then just have the evening on the boardwalk. and then head home.
So it's like when you go to the beach, obviously a lot of times they'll have a faucet, an outdoor shower. You can clean the sand off your feet and stuff like this. This was a little bit more elaborate than that, correct?
Exactly, but it wasn't that elaborate. It was just like a big bathroom that had like shower, wood around the little shower. It wasn't that elaborate and it wasn't that fancy, and had like a little shower curtain.
And
to
Bernadette,
close it.
this was if you didn't have your own place, you weren't staying at a hotel or anything like that. You just needed a place to go and get cleaned up.
I
Okay.
remember, I used it in the 80s when, like my friend's mom drove us all down there and we spent the day on the beach. And then, like she said, you want to do the boardwalk. And, the difference is, there's an enclosed shower,
Right.
where you can, and then like a little changing room. And then you can be on your way. But now, like our beaches, they have showers as you get off of the beach. They're not enclosed. You can't take your clothes off or anything like that.
Well, you can, but
Well,
the
there's no fun in
authority.
that.
All right. Thank you, Bernadette.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
There are still live sex shows in Amsterdam.
Oh,
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's
I
mean, they have prostitution.
Red
there,
light
so-
district.
Yeah, that's exactly where they are.
All right. Well, listen, if you want to open up your own little sex club, you could do it on one of these Susquehanna River Islands in Harrisburg.
Actually, yeah.
You could do live
Remember
sex.
that? We were talking about that place that was what was the big contention? It was part of Jersey that was actually technically part of Delaware?
Yep.
Same sort of situation?
Yep. I don't know what the rules are in this place. But by the way, this the owner said that we mostly use it for bragging rights.
See that mud out there?
Yeah.
I own it.
But he added that the family doesn't really visit the islands, and his brother recently sold his boat. Said, so why are they hanging on to it, or why are they selling it after all this time? He said, we're getting up there in years,
And instead of dividing the island up between 20 family members, when we pass away, it's easier to divide up the cash.
Yeah.
So they just want to sell it. So I just thought that was kind of an interesting little thing. So these little islands do go up for sale from time to time. That will lead us into taking a break because I got some bizarre file stories that we want to get to in just a little bit. So we will break shortly and come back with that. So make sure you hang out with us. We'll return in a moment. Same time and where now for your guys' scenes? Obviously, you're north of the wall. Where was that? Was that in Iceland or?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we shot in Iceland, and I think for those three seasons that I were in, we were there for like a solid 4 weeks, and it was amazing. I mean, we were shooting in ridiculous temperatures though, something like minus 18, where we, like, as a crew, we were getting paranoid that the lens would start freezing over, and then we wouldn't be able to shoot. And particularly in the kind of winter months, I mean, we had four hours a day of work, so we kind of like. We worked from 10 till 2, and then we just carried on drinking.
Let me tell you, it's funny because Preston is unsure as to which of you to geek out more on, but Rose, you take the
baton on that one.
Yes, on this
yeah,
one.
I do.
I
was going to geek out about Elijah.
No, do it. Go ahead.
No.
I mean, I just the whole series, the Game of Thrones series, has been. Man, you got to wait too damn long.
That's the only problem.
For the next.
I always dread the finale every season. I do too. Every season. I'm like, please, I just don't want to watch it because I know that I'm going to have that inevitable feeling of something won't have been tied up, something will be teased, and I have to wait a damn year for it.
Well, you look at something as Herculean as the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but every Christmas season, a new one was coming out.
Yes.
Let's get it together, folks. This may be just wiki BS, and I didn't realize this as I was looking. But Elijah, were you in the Forever Your Girl Paula Abdul video?
Yeah, that was the first job I had as an actor.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's wild. See, that ruined me for all other videos because I can't.
Where is this? I want to see it.
It's on YouTube like everything else.
And you can tell it's you.
Yeah.
That's a good song, man.
All right.
It was directed by David Fincher before he started making movies. There it is.
David Fincher directed
Oh, wow. Look at that. You can just pull it up on the television.
Oh, we're pulling up a video. I don't know at what point in the video he...
Where's Elijah?
He was a girl.
There he is.
Oh, you played a cute little girl with pigtails.
That's not me.
Someone was also texting it, and that you were in Back to the Future 2.
Correct. Well, yeah, that was the first job out in a film.
Yeah.
That's me.
Well, I know
Look, there he is.
That's me. Yeah.
Did you just break a pencil?
I did. I was,
He's stressed out.
What are you feeling? It's the stress of daycare, correct?
Just so stressed. Look, he's yearning for his lost love. Yeah.
By the way, Steve, last time Elijah was here so long ago, we were both 200 pounds heavier.
You guys were fat and I was skinny.
Casey was skinny and we were fat.
And I was sick that day. I was so mad. I wasn't here when Elijah was in, and we've had 3 out of the 4 Hobbits in studio, and I missed Elijah's
Who else have you had?
We've had Sean Astin a couple of times, and oh man, not Dominic Monaghan, but yeah, the
Billy
guy.
Boyd.
Billy Boyd.
Billy Boyd. Yeah, his band performed in here.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And he's Scottish.
He is.
Oh my God.
I think he's from Glasgow.
He's from Glasgow.
Yeah, he's from Glasgow.
That's right.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Let's hear it for him, guys.
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll take a break. Back in a moment. Stay there. A hidden camera left in a forest to take pictures of animals in the wild captured pictures of a naked man who believed that he was a tiger after taking LSD.
I'm a tiger. Look at this. Grow.
The man only identified
I'm a wild tiger.
The man only identified as Merrick from the Czech Republic took the drug to try and treat his depression.
I'm Merrick the tiger. Growl.
But after taking LSD, he then ran off into the Polish forest, stripped naked, and started behaving like a tiger.
I must leave you now and return to the world of tigers.
Later, foresters look back
I hope my message of peace lives on.
They look back at the footage to try and see if they had captured any wild animals on camera, but after watching footage of the man...
Oh, this is a straight up the ass shot this camera got.
Oh, yeah, he's totally naked.
Yeah.
He handed...
That's the brown eye of the tiger.
Yeah. It's the brown eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. They handed the picture straight over to the police, who later apprehended Merrick. The 21-year-old then confessed to police that he had taken LSD.
I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. I'm a tiger. Running around. tiger round. I'm a tiger. I am high.
He said it started to work immediately and that he felt he had become a Siberian tiger.
Wow, that's a cool one to go for.
He told police that it was then that his true personality had woken up and that he had always connected with the animal.
Amazing.
He added that while being high on the drug, he picked up a scent and felt compelled to follow it. In 8 hours, he is believed to have traveled 15 and a half miles along the Czech-Polish border.
Not bad.
He's hauling ass.
Yeah.
But because the man did not have any drugs with him, he was only fined and will not face any further charges. So,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, this picture.
Pull it
All right, I did notice something else. I noticed.
More to be noticed.
I noticed this handwritten piece of paper.
He noticed a handwritten piece of paper.
This is the audio of Kathy from earlier this morning. Did she say bitted or not? She was talking about a woman that bit someone's finger.
All right.
Casey and I thought we heard bitted.
I might have heard bitted as well.
And she says it wasn't, but
she
and texters have gone either way on this too.
Ah.
So it's nope.
Let's see.
She heard bit, and yes, I heard bit.
Well, I tell you what, if Kathy's right, passes to the movie on Wednesday night.
Okay, to who?
To Rogue One, to Kathy.
No, I mean to give to Kathy. Okay, sure. What were you gonna say?
There's a
Wow,
possibility
thank you.
that there's a possibility that she said bit it, but I think she said bitted it.
Oh,
Then I'm going to go with bit it.
I'm going with bitted it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Remember, there was also another woman who bitted a woman's finger off.
Bitted a woman's finger off. You heard it.
Wait, play it again.
All right, here we go.
Remember, there was also another woman who bitted a woman's finger off.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, audio proof that Kathy said bitted.
No, I didn't.
Can I hear? I want to go.
Hold on, yeah.
Marissa is
Hold on
she
here.
edited.
Another woman who.
What?
You ready?
Yeah.
In slow mo.
Okay.
Bitted a woman's finger off.
Play it from the beginning slow like that.
That's exactly what happened. I was there and the woman bitted the other woman's finger off. Did I tell you I was a cheerleader?
How about your winter activities?
My winter activities, I had to not do a few of them during the camp out. I nearly bitted my fingernails off, worrying about it.
Worrying about it.
Okay. All right, play it, Casey, slow. All right.
Remember, there was also another woman who bitted a woman's finger off. Wait a second. That was all. Is that you?
What I said was bit it.
When are we going to do our wine club again? Where we get together and watch that Nick Lachey show.
Listen, what I said was bit it a woman's finger off.
Like I like it, that song.
Bit it a woman's finger off.
Oh, you're still gonna fight it.
Yes. You just have to talk so fast with you guys because you either get cut off or shut down or you can't finish your story or your statement or a word. Exactly.
I'm like a falcon just waiting to jump in.
Not you, everybody
know.
in here.
Well, I do it the worst. I know.
Steve, can you do a little bit of the traffic in her voice? Somebody's texting you for that.
Okay, on the northeast-south conduit, traffic is backed up. And at the wood crustacean, which sounds like a giant wooden lobster.
Seen their stand-up routine? I don't know, but you should. Please welcome. You know them from the Broken Lizard crew. We have Kevin Heffernan and Steve Lemmy who are here.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Gentlemen, good to see you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Fresh off the red-eye flight in from
Fresh
the West
off the
Coast.
red eye. Yeah, we had to get here on time. You know?
Yeah, and we listened to your show all the way in.
Oh, I hope it was enjoyable. You didn't turn.
Dick tips, great runner, great runner. Cowtoeing, best joke of the last 30 minutes. Cowtoeing, yeah.
And
Camel toeing, man.
Kevin had a stranger sleeping on him.
Yeah.
On the way.
A lovely elderly Asian woman fell asleep on my shoulder.
Now we were talking about your ability to prior to coming on. You rock the plane sleeping, no problem, but you cannot use a neck pillow.
No,
your body naturally forms a pillow that keeps your head up.
Yeah, I don't have a neck, so my head is just propped on my shoulders.
Yeah.
So my head doesn't tilt. You know, I can just sleep anywhere sitting straight up.
So did you let her sleep on you?
Yeah, why not?
He didn't know. He
Can
didn't
we
know
all
she
get
was
along?
there.
Can't we all just get along?
No, I woke up once. I was on a flight from Hawaii back to Philadelphia, and I woke up to there was a little bit of turbulence. Well, there was a lot of turbulence, and this huge man that was sitting next to me was like grasped onto my arm and like wrapping around me, and he was like, "I think we're gonna be okay." I'm like, okay.
That was his opportunity. Come on.
I guess so.
If I was sleeping on her, it would have been different. She would have been.
She would have been suffocated.
Yeah. She would have got rid of me in a second. I'd have pancaked her.
There's a nice space between these. I'll rest my head there.
Yeah.
You know, it's an adorable picture.
Yeah.
It looks like you're smuggling her out of a country. And, but I envy you being able to do that.
Yeah.
Man.
And Steve, you have your arms folded too. I don't know how you can fall asleep in that position.
We were talking about that because I mentioned to you guys before coming on the device I purchased for Preston, which is this inflatable thing, sits on the tray table. Now, Steve, you are as good as Preston at sleeping on a plane, or no?
No. There's only one spot. I can only sleep on the right side of the plane on my right ear. I have to lean against the wall. Otherwise, I can't. My neck is too. I have too much thin neck to like even a neck.
Is that
pillow.
a syndrome? Is it
Yeah, I have thin neck syndrome.
Yeah, more giraffe.
TNS they call it.
TNS.
Yeah, I suffer
but
from
you
TNS.
have a specific. You know the specific seat you need. What is the specific seat you need?
The F.
The F seat.
The F seat. And that goes for life too, by the way. I'm always sitting in the F seat.
That's your autobiography title.
Yeah.
Steve
Always
Lemon,
in
the
the-
F seat.
Life in the F seat.
Life in the F
Life in
seat.
the FC.
Yeah.
They'll
That's a
think it's a
great
hip
idea.
hop album. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, but I've just. And it'll screw up any sort of your long-term trip. If you go overseas, you'll ruin a vacation because you lose 2 days because you didn't sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never done that. I know you're flying mostly within the United States, but now you just got it down to when you get on. How long before you're asleep?
Like minutes. I recommend people have their necks removed, and then it's easy to sleep that way.
It really is unbelievable how you can sleep on. Like it pisses me off.
It pisses me off.
Yeah. Because sometimes like one of his eyes remains open for the sleep. Like you only know he's asleep because his mouth opens up.
Right.
But his eyes are open, and when his mouth is closed, you can talk to him. But when his mouth is open, that's how you know not to disturb him.
It's true.
So Kevin, you're acutely aware of the fact that Steve's going to be awake taking pictures.
Oh, that's
of you.
all he does of me. He takes pictures of me while I sleep, and I think
have a
it's
whole album of
fetish. It's a fetish he has.
How do you fall asleep knowing that's going to happen?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't bother him.
I'm a performer, you know what I mean? I like to perform for people. So I walked into the bathroom, the airport bathroom when I got off, and I had a gigantic drool stain all the way down my T-shirt too. So no, it was a good sleep. It was a good sleep. Yeah.
That is great, especially when you're walking off the flight. Everyone knows exactly what that is.
Hey, guys, I know that a lot of people were excited when they heard that Super Troopers 2 was going to start production this year. It happened in October. You guys
we shot it. Yeah,
you shot it. It's done?
It's done,
wrapped.
yeah. We're in the editing room now. Yeah, that's why we red-eyed out, because we were editing yesterday. So,
Wow.
But we finished about first week of October, and we shot for 2 months up in Boston.
So with the with your stage show, you guys.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by TMA Bucks. They encourage you to visit Bucks County by leaving the car at home and riding SEPTA Regional Rail. You can go to tmabucks.com to check out their Bucks County Public Transit Ride Guide for trip planning assistance. All right, we'll start in Florida. Always some interesting things happen, but this is pretty tragic. Deputies believe the death of a 35-year-old man whose body was found near Hutchinson Island was likely an accident. A beachgoer noticed a portion of the victim's body in the sand and called for help. Now, we've had several stories this year of people and like a sand tunnel or sand pit collapsing.
Yes, yeah.
This was a little bit different. The man appears to have died hours earlier from asphyxia as a result of being trapped under the sand, but they found no foul play was involved, and the victim appeared to have just been resting underneath a sand dune while taking a video of a sunrise, but the dune collapsed, trapping him underneath the sand.
So like a sand avalanche?
Maybe there was a slight overhang. I don't know.
Wow.
But it gave way and just on top of him, and that's it. Done.
And your time is clearly up at that point.
Investigators are awaiting toxicology results, by the way. And they've, I think they've started to put the kibosh on digging those big, deep pits or at the beach.
Yeah.
You need to fill it back in if you're going to go digging that. You get now digging tunnels, you really don't want to do that.
Yes, people die.
Yep. The director of marketing at Hudson Regional Hospital in Secaucus was arrested Sunday on weapons charges weeks after police found a large cache of handguns and shotguns and rifles in a closet inside the hospital. Raven, I guess is how you pronounce his name, Reuven Alanayov, was taken into custody at Newark's Liberty International Airport. I guess he was trying to get out of town. Hudson Regional Hospital officials said in a statement, the presence of weapons in a hospital is inexcusable beyond comprehension and contradicts our mission of care and our commitment to safety of our community of staff, patients, and the extended community. They were responding to a bomb threat at the Meadowlands Parkway Hospital on July 18th. Police performed a sweep of the Hudson Regional Hospital. No bombs were found, but a bomb detection canine gave a positive indication on an unlocked closet within an office, and upon entering the closet, police discovered a large cache of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, along with assorted ammunition for the firearms. A total of 11 handguns and various calibers of 27 rifles and shotguns were discovered at the hospital. This guy was the marketing director as well. So the bomb threat
the
was
hospital with the most guns in the tri-state area.
Determined to be a hoax, the bomb threat was, but they ended up snagging this guy.
What, are they stealing a lot of bedpans out of that hospital?
Maybe. Listen to this. At least 5 men are facing penalties following a Mississippi River fishing bust that saw Louisiana officials seize more than, from these guys, these 5 men, 600 catfish that they had.
600 catfish?
On Wednesday, yeah.
And so it's illegal to overfish?
Big time. So, they could face fines and jail time. They were discovered by agents of the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries fishing on a levee. Agents found ice chests containing roughly 665 blue catfish. That amount comes in at more than 6 times the daily limit of 100 fish. Illegally keeping those fish warrants a fine up to $500, and fishing without a license warrants a $350 fine, and they could face 90-day jail sentences as well. The catfish were donated to an organization that helps feed the hungry and those in need as well.
Do you know they just legalized noodling, which is that practice of sticking your hand in a catfish and fishing that way, like while you're swimming it? It was illegal, and they just legalized it in Louisiana, so people can now do that legally.
I know, like in Tennessee and other places you can do it.
Yeah, but
there was a Discovery series about a guy who did it.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, it was illegal for some reason.
What about the dude who does that with snapping turtles?
That's insane.
My God.
You got to be out of your mind.
Even catfish, man. Those things can sting you. They can
don't
bite
they
you.
bite?
Yeah. Whatever.
I done do it with my bare hand.
Got to have a hobby.
That's right, man.
27-year-old Florida man was arrested Wednesday after he told police that he saw 4 men inside his shop in Bay Harbor's Island, but was later found to have a stash of cocaine of his own that police wanted to take a look at.
I have my own cocaine, and I was worried they were going to steal some.
Philip Katsabanis, the South Florida rapper known as Stitches, called the cops on 4 intruders around 6:30 a.m. Stitches is said to have asked the police to leave. He's said to have asked the people to leave multiple times.
Yeah, there's some sketchy people in my store. I think they might be out to steal my cocaine.
And told his wife to hide at the far end of the shop. However, when police arrived at the scene, there were no signs of break-in, and officers couldn't find anybody inside. What they did find, though, was cocaine stashed away by Philip. The rapper was arrested on a felony charge of possession of cocaine and misdemeanor weapons charge. It's not clear when or why a gun was either found or fired by the rapper. In March of this year, a 41-year-old Spring Hill, Florida man was arrested after he called 911 to have the methamphetamine he bought tested by police because he didn't think it was real.
I think I was ripped off.
Yep. It happens. Here's another Florida story. All right, we'll end with this one. A search warrant at a Key Largo residence yielded more than 4 pounds of marijuana, guns, other drugs, and the arrest of 2 men. But there's a couple other things they found. Sheriff's deputies said Anthony Kevin Ibanez and Jesse Lee Perrin were charged with multiple possession of marijuana and cocaine charges, as well as possession of an undersized lobster found in the kitchen refrigerator.
Oh, my God.
I know.
An undersized lobster.
What is this world coming to, man?
Come on. So where'd you get the undersized lobster?
So they found 4.6 pounds of marijuana, nearly a half pound of loose marijuana.
A nuclear bomb.
1.4 grams of cocaine, 2 AR-15 rifles, 2 Glock handguns, assorted pills without prescriptions, THC vape cartridges and THC wax paper, and 1 undersized Florida spiny lobster.
When will this end?
Both men were taken to jail. I just love that. And that is what I have in the bizarre.
How big is that lobster?
Excuse me, sir, but what is the size of that lobster?
He's sitting on the piles of cocaine.
Yeah. All right, Kathy, we need a number caller for the secret text word.
Okay, but I was really interested in this. So it's punishable up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine for having a undersized lobster.
No way.
Just wanted to let you know.
Catfish and lobster.
They take it seriously.
And the number, how about we go with 7?
All right. Call 7-215-263-WMMR. Let's see if you know the secret text word for today. When we return, we got other stuff to give away. The lesson question, the trash music news. That stuff is coming up. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR. We're not just in your car anymore. Ask Alexa to open MMR.
A while. The other 3, I guess, go off and do their deal. But
yeah, we're the funny ones.
You're
We're
the funny
guys,
ones.
yeah.
You're,
So-
yeah, but I love your kind of your stage shows is a synthesis of different things. It's a storytelling and stand up, and it's almost like an evening with.
Yeah, we each do a traditional stand-up comedy set, but we also we come out together and we'll tell behind-the-scenes stories of the making of our movies. In fact, this weekend we're telling a fresh new story about Super Troopers 2.
A tease because
I'll
love,
tease it.
I love the.
I'll tease you, Steve.
Tease me like crazy. Tickle my ass with an ostrich.
I'll tease.
So tease, yeah. What is it?
I have a really exciting love scene in Super Troopers 2. I have a very exciting love scene. It's.
Which Carlito's Way member do you look like?
No, it's me with my mustache, but I'm going mustache to mustache with Rodney Farva.
Wow.
Kevin and I have a love scene together.
Yeah.
Really?
We have a thing.
Yeah, we make out in this movie.
Yeah, we can't really give away how it happens, but it does happen.
Yeah.
I love that. I love because I was watching a lot of your stuff, and there's an elaborate Patrick Swayze encounter story that I thought was hilarious. And you, Steve, are a huge Patrick Swayze fan.
We're all Kevin and I are both big Patrick Swayze fans, but Kevin missed his opportunity to meet him because he was over at the free buffet table.
But you had a moment.
The window opened for a second, and Kevin was not
Open
there
bar,
for it.
dude.
What I loved about it is that you guys are, because you guys, you obviously have this degree of success, but you're just the same sort of guys that we all would be in the same situation. When you meet someone you're sort of a fanboy for, and you realized in short order that you were that annoying fan.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No, we were like, we saw Swayze, and we ran down the list. Like we were like, all right, what should we say to Swayze? And we ran down the list. Yeah, Point Break, Young Blood, Dirty Dancing,
Roadhouse.
Yeah,
we
Next
were
of
zipping
Kin.
through all the movies.
You were trying to pick the movie to lead with because you wanted to set the tone.
I was just gonna have him just like talk about every single movie he ever made. And Kevin. We didn't think we were actually gonna speak to him, but Kevin walked away, and our Super Troopers producer came over and said, I know Swayze. Do you want to come meet him? He's about to leave though, so you have to come right now. Which is why Kevin missed the opportunity. But then I got Swayze. I brought him over to a Japanese lantern in the corner of this party, and then I froze. I couldn't remember a single movie. And and then I was like, so is Swayze like your stage name or?
And you saw him do the non-discreet security hand movement that.
Yeah, he made a little signal. I caught it. I didn't register what was happening until Matt Dillon swooped in between us. With his back to me. He was like, "Excuse me, bub." And after about 60 seconds, I was like, "Oh my God." Swayze gave him the signal,
the help signal,
and they were not coming back to me. And I sulked and I walked away. And then Heffernan was waiting for me, and he was so fired up. He was like, "Oh my God, Patrick Swayze and Matt Dillon, tell me everything." And I had crashed and burned.
So, in retrospect, what movie should you have led with had you have remembered? What is the ultimate Swayze movie?
Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
Point Break or Roadhouse
too.
I should have gone.
I think Next of Kin gets forgotten a lot.
Next of Kin is great. Black Dog is a deep cut, which is pretty solid. Ghost, I could go Ghost.
But you're a Dirty Dancing guy.
I'll do Dirty Dancing. Hey, look, in Club Dread, I play a character named Juan Castillo.
Yeah.
And if you translate that into English, it translates into Johnny Castle, which is the name of of Pete Swayze's character in Dirty Dancing.
Pete Swayze.
Yeah.
That's our homage.
homage. Yeah.
Wow.
Sofia Vergara's attorney, this is a follow-up, spoke out about the reports the actress is being sued by her own embryos and an ongoing legal battle with former fiancé Nick Loeb.
Are they going to put the embryos on stand?
I'm wondering if that's a bold legal maneuver or not, and if they'll try it, but we'll wait and see. The Right to Live lawsuit was filed on behalf of the fertilized eggs, listed as plaintiffs Emma and Isabella on Tuesday in Louisiana.
The defendant, Sofia Vergara. The plaintiff, her embryos.
Loeb and Vergara created the embryos in 2013, and Loeb has since been battling to have them carried to term and then taken to custody. And then he takes them to custody. The latest maneuver, this is according to her attorney, this latest maneuver is nothing more than another attempt on the part of Mr. Loeb to keep himself in the public eye by keeping himself linked to Miss Vergara. You notice that's always what lawyers say. This is another attempt at publicity.
Another shameless attempt.
They always go there.
We have every intention of putting the embryos up on the stage, and I will cross-examine them vigorously.
So there's the...
Look at you. You're not even developed. You have no arms or legs. You're simply an embryo. You're a gelatinous mass, and you show up here without even wearing a suit. You insult the court's system.
I think you should be held in contempt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not entertain this circus.
Loeb's suit comes just 1 week before it.
Besides that, you left a slimy trail all the way up to the stairs. And everyone else will now slip in it.
And that might be a lawsuit.
That could be another
right
lawsuit in the making. And I am frankly shocked that the court would allow this to happen. We ask that anyone taking the stand, please clean up their slimy trails after them.
These from the Geeter bag.
Oh,
these are,
what are these?
These are Anderson peanut butter filled pretzel nuggets. That's what Casey snacks.
So the Geeter sends, sometimes you get these baskets that have Jerry Blavitt, sends these great baskets, but sometimes people will send these baskets where there's nothing good. Right. And it's a wonderful gesture. His baskets always have a lot of great stuff in them.
Yeah, I like the tower. Like you get all
That's
those
really
little
good.
boxes.
I do like that.
Yeah, those
who does that? Harry and David.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And they got the.
Oh yeah. They have a very good the holidays. He's the number one place to shop. It's a holiday season upon you. Harry and David are very good. Nick became full blown. Shogun.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I'm interested in purchasing a tower of a delectables for holiday season. Your name is McKellar.
Cookie here.
Cookie here.
Brownie here.
Chocolate covered the blueberry. I said the blueberry.
Blueberry? We don't have any blueberries.
Son of a bitch. I know you were coming to avenge me.
He really did. He got very emotional.
I like the popcorn with the chocolate.
Oh, you got to do the. You like the blueberries, right?
The Harry and David dark chocolate covered blueberries, and here's the difference. Here's where it all comes down to. They're actual blueberries covered in dark chocolate, as opposed to blueberry mush. Some other places do. This was once a blueberry before we treated it with radiation and whatever. But the Harry and David dark chocolate covered blueberries are blueberries.
Yeah. So when you had your surgery a couple of years ago, Steve,
you very kindly brought by like a whole supply of them.
Yeah, I bought 3 boxes of blueberries. I only gave you 2 of them.
Mate, I'm only learning about that now. Now I regret having the surgery.
Hey.
Is this a Harry and David?
He had dishonored you.
You make me rose face. In front of Harry and David, I will kill you. You have dishonored my tower of chocolate covered popcorn.
Nick, that was just so guttural, so raw. You're
Holy crap.
If that doesn't tell you how cold it is.
I mean, it's like an alien. I
don't
swear to God,
know
it's like
what
a thing from another planet.
Two sets of eyes.
Is that 2 or 3?
So to describe, just a moment. We had a Number one, it just looked like a black mass that walked in through the door here. And then as this thing got closer, we realized that it's actually Pierre Robert.
I thought it was Sasquatch.
He's wearing a huge, thick, down black jacket. He has, of course, his hair flying out all over the place, and he has a huge hat on that's fuzzy, all kinds of fur all over it, which is fake, I'm sure. And then he has a pair of sunglasses, and then on top of that are a pair of spectacles, and his mouth is opening and closing.
Well, I'm trying to get a word in.
I'm just describing for the audience what we're seeing here.
He's trying to breathe.
So it's cold out.
Baby.
Yeah. I got to play that from Dean Martin later today. But I found this hat somewhere in my travels, and I go, this hat will make me look like a Ruski, and then I can hack into the U.S. political system. And
this actually makes you look. Who's the guy who's saying, I just want to stop and tell you
Yakov
how I feel
Smirnoff?
About you? Do you remember that guy, the Canadian guy who was super hairy?
Kenny Rogers.
I never saw him. I know the song.
Yeah, it's just an amazing. You do look like Sasquatch with bad eyesight.
I could be totally speaking out my ass here, but Steve, do they do prescription sunglasses these days?
They absolutely do. Claire has, my wife has them, and they're absolutely manageable and doable.
What are you laughing at? These people are laughing
at your multiple sets of glasses.
People that give me funny looks while I'm driving because I'll have my sunglasses on and then my reading glasses below my sunglasses.
All right, this is the guy, Gino Vanelli.
Gino Vanelli's who she was
That's
talking
who you
about.
look like.
That song. And yes, it does look like
Wednesday morning. And more comfortable temperatures. High only going up to about 90, 91 degrees as opposed to the 98 and triple-digit type deal we have with the heat index. Next couple days, even better, especially once we get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Mid-80s, back to where we should be. Nice. We have something to give away, and we need a word in order to give it away. And we're looking for the caller that has it. And it was number 7 we approach, whose name is Ed. Hey there, Ed. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Ed, do you know the secret text word?
It is B-dubs.
B-dubs, yes. Hang on a second, Ed. We got you covered. Going to give you a $50 Buffalo Wild Wings gift card. And don't forget, Buffalo Wild Wings has specials on food. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Great deals on drinks all day. Valid at participating locations while supplies last, dine-in only. And we also are going to give that one to Michael Height of Hatboro, PA. Our random texter as well. So...
Put the dipping sauce in the basket.
That was from earlier this morning. I called Buffalo Wild Wings. I called them
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. Yeah. That was it. Yeah. I started calling Buffalo Bills, and Steve went in to put the dipping sauce in the basket. And then Casey pulled this song up, which is from Silence of the Lambs. It's what he's dancing to, Wild Bill. So, and then play the basket clip again.
He's so good in that role.
He is so good in that role. Oh, man. All right. We have something else to give away. It is a lesson question prize, and it's 4-pack of tickets to Six Flags. And the question that we are going to go to, let's go to this. Planck's constant is very much like whose integers? Oh, my God. You got to get it in the ballpark, and I'll set you up with this. All right. Planck's constant is very much like whose integers? 215-263 WMMR. Do you know the answer? We'd like to find out. So call, and we will do the trash while you are calling in.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Monster Mania. You can come see the biggest names in horror this weekend at Monster Mania Con 50 at the Doubletree in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and tickets are available online at monstermania.net. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, singer-producer Neo has been served with divorce papers after his wife, Crystal Renee, discovered he has had an 8-year relationship with another woman and fathered a child with her. Said a furious Neo, quote, "She's always on my back for something." As reported, James Franco is signed to play Fidel Castro in the upcoming movie Elena of Cuba. What you didn't know is that Franco says his Castro beard will be fashioned from pubic hair he collected from former female students.
Wow. Oh, my God.
And finally, new Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav addressing his decision to completely cancel and not release the new Batgirl movie. Zaslav says that after one test screening, the entire audience strangled themselves with Twizzlers.
Wow.
It's not good. That's your Hollywood trash.
All right, we're looking for an answer. Let's see if somebody's got it. We need to know who Planck's constant is very much like whose integers. 215-263-WMMR. And we will go to James and see if we can get it in the ballpark. This is a tough one. All right, James?
How's it going?
Oh, good. It's going well, buddy. All right, James, do me a favor. Tell me Planck's constant is very much like whose integers?
Fleischheimer's?
I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It was Fluffermeyer's. But, James, it's one of those things where, it's a made-up name. So hang on. We're going to give you the prize. And we are going to set you up with a 4-pack of tickets for Six Flags. You can keep the summer vibes rolling at Six Flags' newest festival, Summer Vibes, with 6 uniquely themed areas, mouth-watering eats, live entertainment, plus eye-popping spectacles throughout the park. For the best deals, visit sixflags.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, T. It's brought to you by Horizon Services. You can get a new, more efficient cooling and heating system with 0 money down and 0 payments until 2024 from Horizon Services, cooling, heating, and plumbing. Book in seconds at horizoneasybook.com. I only have 2 things for you. And we'll start with this one. Olivia Newton-John obviously passed away a couple days ago, and we'd covered that in the entertainment news. Now the music world is starting to roll out its tributes.
Yes.
To Olivia Newton-John. She had a long battle with breast cancer. She had, was a survivor, and then it came back around three times.
Yeah, 30 years, over the course of 30 years.
But people like Elton John had posted some comments, and he said the saddest of news to wake up to. Olivia was a beautiful and courageous woman who I never heard complain about her illness. A beautiful voice and a warm and loving friend. I will miss her so much. Condolences to her family and loved ones. Another great one is from Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
He said, my great friend Olivia Newton-John has passed away. She was the perfect lady, gorgeous, with great poise and with a certain Aussie sophistication. And listen to this. He said, her spandex trousers in Greece were my inspiration for my Do You Think I'm Sexy era.
Oh, wow. That's funny. Wow, I didn't know that, yeah.
Olivia. Peter Frampton wrote, one of the most genuinely beautiful souls has left us. Olivia Newton-John was an amazing artist in every way. She was a dear friend to me and to all. Olivia is the definition of the phrase down to earth, I love you, live. Paul Stanley wrote, so very sad. She was everyone's sweetheart. Rick Springfield said, sweet Olivia has gone home. She was a beautiful soul, and I know of no one who didn't love her or know what a great humanitarian she was. The world is out of balance when we lose these magnificent people. Godspeed, Livy. We will meet again. And then finally, Melissa Etheridge wrote, journey well, dear friend. She was one of the first to reach out to me after my cancer diagnosis. What a beautiful woman and a special talent. So sad news, but the tributes are coming in. Nick just pulled up a picture of her and Peter Frampton together, and I didn't know that they had a friendship.
No, I did not know.
I went on I was showing my son Carter the other day. I pulled up a video. I was just feeling in a Peter Frampton mood, and I'm like, have you ever seen anybody play a talkbox guitar before?
Yeah.
And I showed him that, and
Really
I'm like,
cool.
he's just, what a talent. What an amazing musician, especially when it comes to that. But I had no idea that he and Olivia Newton-John were very good friends. And then finally, just one other thing. Alice in Chains have added more heavy metal to their growing collection as their album Dirt has been certified RIAA 5 times platinum in the United States, making it the band's best-selling album. Their 1990 debut album, Facelift, is now triple platinum. The second single from Facelift, Man in the Box, is now also triple platinum. Dirt's lead single, Wood, is now double platinum. Well, the Alice in Chains singles, Them Bones and Down in a Hole, have reached platinum certification. The Rooster is now certified double platinum.
So what exceeds platinum? Is it diamond, or what are they?
Diamond is, so I believe 10 times platinum. So 10 million, I believe, comes diamond, Steve.
Wow.
Pretty sure so. All right, and their albums.
They're in town tomorrow night. Alice in Chains with Bush.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're in Camden.
And, of course, Gavin Rossdale is stopping by here tomorrow to spend some time with Pierre Robert.
Very nice.
I believe that's around 2 o'clock, but Pierre will bring you up to speed on all of that in a little bit. And that's it. That's all I have for music news. It's a short one today.
It's okay.
Yep. I do want to, since we do have an extra minute, remind you that we have a big friggin' deal this week. And you can get 2 tickets to Big Kahuna's Water Park for $30. It's in West Berlin, New Jersey, and you can check out Big Kahuna's Flow Rider Surf Simulator or melt your worries away with a tropical journey on the Tiki Tides Adventure River.
This place looks pretty cool.
Get the deals now through Sunday at WMMR.com. Use the keyword deal. So, again, it's 2 tickets to Big Kahuna's Water Park for $30. The big friggin' deal from MMR. We'll take a break, come back in a second, wrap up the show. Letter of the day, word of the week prize when we get back.
Yeah. He's a handsome devil, just like me.
Wait, so are your eyes dilated right now?
No.
Oh.
I could take them off.
Yeah, you can take them off. There you go.
Yeah, there.
You look like a Sasquatch safecracker.
This is Gino Vanelli, by the way, who Pierre looks like this morning.
It's this big, black, fuzzy, fake fur hat with flaps. As I was leaving the premises, I'm thinking this will be good today. But it's not the cold. There are bursts of wind. What?
I keep seeing Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, from the side when he turned sideways.
Yeah.
Yes,
because it kind of looks like he have a mullet, and he actually brought it back.
Who's your
hockey player?
He's a hockey player, yeah.
With the
I shouldn't
mullet.
have used the sports reference.
I thought it was another movie thing that I'd missed.
No, it was a hockey
The Break
thing that you
Bad
missed.
Guys.
So Darth Vader's cousin.
Okay. So it is. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
Well, honestly, it's the picture's worth 1,000 words.
Oh.
We're putting it up.
It's the wind bursts that get you.
Yes, the wind chill.
So the cold is not so bad, but that wind is tough. So buckle up if you're going out.
Buckle up heartily.
Yeah.
Wear your warmest buckles.
Buckle up for safety. Buckle up.
For warmth.
Yeah.
Sitting to my left, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Zemed.
Adrian Zemed, I thought he was dead. Oh my God!
We're not kidding. We've been talking about you forever, right, Preston?
We have. We absolutely have. We are fans. Has anybody ever said to you, "I thought you were dead" before, though? That's a slight insult.
Well, actually, there was an episode of The Simpsons where I was in one of their musical numbers, and I popped out of a coffin saying, "I'm not dead."
Here you are in this play, and again, Middletown, and it's 2 couples, and there's sort of there's some comedy, there's some sadness, but it's the way they've grown over the years. And what drew you to this?
Exactly that. I'm used to, I've been through the Eastern Seaboard so many times with musicals.
Yeah.
And I'm used to just being drenched in sweat by the end of the show and doing it. And then I read this play, and it was such a simple play. It's just about 2 couples who have dinner every Friday night for 33 years.
Right.
They're best friends, and they're normal people, and life happens to them. And it truly is a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, we suck you in by all our little charming quirks that the couples have and everything, and then life happens. There are tragedies in life that you have to deal with, relationship problems with your spouse and everything. But what is the great fascinating thing about this play is that the words speak for themselves. I'm actually first generation Romanian, so my family came, to America for their kids to, be doctors and lawyers, and I come up to my dad and say I'm going to be an actor. And it's like, the funny thing about him is I won him over. I literally out of acting school, I got one of the last national tours of the original Grease, and we were playing in my hometown of Chicago.
You were playing Zuko.
Yeah, I was playing Danny, and we were going into a very big theater into Chicago, and there was and nobody really knew very much about Grease at that time.
Right.
The movie had not come out yet. It was just a hit on Broadway, and there were a few national tours. So the company manager said, "Look, we're having a lot of trouble with this opening night. We're going to paper the house. Tell your dad that you can invite the entire congregation." So,
oh man, that's a
I didn't mention that my father is a priest, an Orthodox priest.
Right,
they can get married.
And Greece is
Eastern Orthodox priests can get married.
Yeah. Greece is very profane.
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah, the stage
Are you
show.
Kidding?
Yeah.
I'm giving the finger on the show, and it's just like the original Greece was not meant for kids; it was meant for adults looking back on their lives in high school.
So he brings down the congregation.
So there were 500 Romanian people screaming and yelling, and they had their gypsy violins, and they were going singing the act. Every time I came out, there was a big cheer. It was then that my father was won over, and he kind of, although he didn't understand. When I ended up getting television and film, when I was doing T.J. Hooker, he didn't really understand what that was all about. So he says, You work for 1 hour. What you do rest of week?
That's great.
You are a bum. I got into this business because I wanted to be an actor.
Right.
That's it. I never even wanted to do television and film. I just wanted to work in theater.
Right.
That's all I ever wanted to do. And then one thing happens, and then you're just whisked away, and suddenly you're in Hollywood, and you're doing all this stuff.
You're good friends with William Shatner, right?
Yeah, I'm actually. We're currently working on a few projects with his production company. Actually, we're letting it out right now. We're actually thinking of bringing Hooker back.
Oh,
in a comical way.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Bill is 88. Yeah. But the funny thing about it is that when we did Hooker, Bill pretty much did push the envelope on asking for ridiculous things for Hooker to do.
Okay.
I mean, we had technical advisors from LAPD there, and he said, "Look, no, I got this idea. How about I just run over to the helicopter, and as it's going up, I just grab onto the rung of the helicopter, and when we're up in the air, I take my gun out and I go, bring it down." And the TA standing there going, nobody would ever do that.
The top text here says, "Poor man's Travolta, my ass."
Yeah.
He made Bachelor Party, which is an absolute. It's one of my favorite films, and you have one of the best lines in the movie. I think personally.
Look at the cans on that pinball.
Well, you're telling him, man, I really would love to have a relationship.
I would love to have this relationship that you have, and someday I'll have kids and be happy. And hey, look at the cans on that pinball. That movie. Tom and I lived very close to each other. So we lived in Studio City, and the soundstage that we were shooting this at was in Culver City. So it was a pretty good distance to go on the 405 freeway.
And you've been on Bosom Buddies, right?
Yes, yes. I played Johnny Midnight, his boyhood friend from camp.
So you knew him?
Yeah. And we'd carpool to work because we could go in the carpool lane and everything. And as every day after we get in the car and we go, our careers are over. Our careers are really over. What are we doing? This is going to be terrible.
No.
All we did was show up for 13 hours a day and goof off. Almost nothing of what the script originally was in there. We just ad-libbed. We just goofed off. And honestly, some of the funniest scenes in the movie never made it into the movie because we had gotten an X rating.
There's a horse scene. There's a horse.
A donkey show.
Let me tell you about this. The donkey actually died.
What?
They brought him back to life.
No.
They literally shot him with some shot of something for him to go, and then he keeled over. And his heart stopped.
Oh my God!
And we've got all these people. There's 100 extras. Many of the girls are half naked and everything. We're all standing there going, "Oh my God! They killed the donkey!"
Dear Lord,
you resurrected a donkey, Adrian Cement?
And they did the whole adrenaline thing. You know what I mean? They put the
oh my God
in his heart, and he came back.
The donkey snorts 3 lines of coke.
Yeah,
You definitely could.
It's a real good kids movie. You know, I'm really proud.
You're thinking your career's over, but no.
And then, honestly, when we saw the first cut, it was like, Tom and I looked at each other. This is funny.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Is there any chance you could go back and re-release a director's cut by any chance, or is it too late?
Back then, they didn't save that kind of footage.
Yeah, now they do all the time.
And they do it all the time because of everything they do. But honestly, there was one scene that was absolutely hysterical. So we're the bachelor, the party's not going very well. The hookers haven't showed up. We're sitting in the hotel room looking at a Shirley Temple movie. Right. And it's just not going well.
The hookers go to the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I say, Rick, let's go downstairs and get something to eat. I'm hungry. So we get into the. I'm not gonna do this. Say this on radio. This was cut. I said, sit in this booth. This is the best booth in the world. So he sits in there.
And I would like to thank the one guest that we did have on this morning, Danica McKellar. Yeah. Had a lovely chat about prime numbers with her today. She's great. Love talking to her. But she's got a book. It's called Double Puppy Trouble, and it's a kid's math book. This is her 11th book in the world of math and trying to get kids involved and not find it so intimidating, a little bit more inviting.
I think it's a great idea.
And she was great to have on this morning. So very cool. And other than that, I guess we need to do the letter of the day.
I can do it.
All right?
I got it.
Let's do that thing.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
I, as in integers, as in Fluffermeyer's integers.
All right, and we are going to give away $500 from the Bagster. The Bagster is by far the most convenient and affordable way to help with your home cleanup. You can go buy it at any home improvement store, fill it, and simply schedule your collection, and it is gone. Clean it up with a Bagster, dumpster in a bag. So we'll give that away, the $500, on Friday. We just have 2 more letters to go, and that is it. So I'll take this moment to thank our sponsors. Our radio show, The Preston and Steve Show, brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Acme, official grocery store of The Preston and Steve Show. Also brought to you by Dunkin'. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. And by Monster Mania 50 this weekend at the Doubletree in Cherry Hill. Tomorrow on our program, should be fun, comedian Whitney Cummings.
Oh.
Always nice to talk to Whitney.
Absolutely.
And Chef Jen Carroll is going to be on the show, too. She's always great guest. So we'll have those things and more. So won't you join us? Pierre Robert in Next Friends. We will see you. Rage on. Have a great day, and we'll do it again tomorrow. Bye-bye.